$100 satellite out as well.
Now Jared Jaffe, Brooklyn, went to law school, was a lawyer for 2 days, decided I've had enough of that. I'm going to become a poker professional. He's going to fold this hand.
Tyler Smith going to raise it up here, Vince, with just a queen deuce offsuit. Makes it 52,000 to go.
But looking very ominous right behind him, Hoyt Corkins, the Alabama Cowboy. He's got these 10 of diamonds.
Hoyt's not a guy you push around too easy, I can tell you that. Has an incredible track record at WPT final tables. It's his 6th appearance.
And he's re-raise.
Oh, he comes right over the top for another 100,000. Just going to put pressure right back on the 23.
The oil man from Oklahoma has to fold. Back on Tyler Smith. He's only got queen deuce.
I want to do it bad, Hoyt.
Look at this. Tyler Smith says, oh, I'd like to shove on you. Don't think Hoyt's that strong, but yeah, Tyler's so chip leader Hoyt Corkins going to take down that this chip lead.
Yeah, they want you to shove in.
Who, me?
No, y'all do. You want me to take out a player, don't you?
We're gonna find out if you're telling the truth on that one.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I could have folded.
And Hoyt is definitely the superstar at this table.
He's always wanting to gamble.
This is true.
Hoyt's track record at WPT final tables really impressive to me. He's finished first, second, third, and who knows what he's going to do tonight. Could he win yet again?
And he's an intimidating figure, no doubt about it. Hoyt Corkins, our chip leader at this moment. Action's back on him. He has just a Jack-7 of hearts.
And he's under the gun, going to let it go.
Likes to say he's a position player. Doesn't like his position, folds it.
Okay, Jonathan Cantor, the oil man out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. He's going to go out.
And now the online pro, Jerry Vince Dunk, once again goes out.
James Reed out as well.
So let's go to Mr. Brooklyn here. Jared Jaffe with a suited connector, 6-7 of diamonds.
The guy graduated from law school, passed the bar.
And then he had a job for 2 days and quit. He said, I like poker more, and here he is. Gotta love that. Now he just calls, but Tyler Smith coming back over the top makes it 65 to call. And Jared's not going anywhere. We're going to see a flop tonight.
So here comes that flop. Queen 10-6 with 2 clubs. Jared out in front with the 2 6s right now, but it goes check, check.
Yeah, they both check. Turn card, 3 of clubs. Action again on Jared with the 6s.
Check.
And he's going to check again.
Check.
And again, Tyler checks, so we go to the river. The king comes off, so Jared's still out in front with the 2 6s.
Check.
Again, he's going to check. Well, look at this. The youngster is going to make a bet here, Vince. This could be a very good bet because it's going to be tough to call with just 2 6s here. And the bet is 82,000.
Yep, into the short-lived lawyer from New York. 2-day lawyer said, I like poker a lot more. I'm playing cards. Is this what you wish for, my friend?
Oh, boy.
I bet it is. What a call this would be.
Well, right now we're saying, geez, it's easier in the courtroom.
This would be the call of the day. But he is going to fold it. Nicely done by Tyler Smith, who shows his friends in the crowd.
Well, there she shows the HC-deucey that he had nothing and just bluffed the guy out.
Doesn't have to show the table. He laughs in their faces.
I was trying to compare the 2 tables from last year and this year. I don't know which table's tougher.
Tyler Smith playing his first hand since Tippecanoe and Tyler, too, were in office.
This year I've got Hoyt Corkins on my immediate left. I told a lot of people that he was one of the best players I've played with. But then again, last year I had Sohail, and he was just insanely wild.
I am sick!
I feel more comfortable this year, so I have higher expectations this year.
6 players remain at the Beau Rivage. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour.
Welcome to the Millionaires Club, Hoyt. He is going to be our champion.
The second title is the #1 goal, but it's sort of like getting to the Super Bowl. You know, right now I'm wanting to get to the Super Bowl, so I got to get down to heads up. And then you get to play for it. I can't win the Super Bowl right now. I got to get to it first.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. We're at the Beau Rivage in Biloxi, Mississippi for the Southern Poker Championship, where 6 players remain.
Well, Hoyt Corkins well out in front right now with over $2 million in chips. And as he said, Vince, his mission is to get a heads-up play, what he calls the Super Bowl. And out of his 5 previous appearances at these WPT final tables, he's done that 3 times. Can he do it yet again tonight?
A quick fold by Jerry Van Strydunk.
And James Reed, the owner of a roofing company, folding as well.
But look at this. Mr. Brooklyn has picked up aces. Jared Jaffe.
Oh, boy. This is how you get promoted in the law firm, Vince. You pick up bullets.
Raise.
Oh, boy. Show tunes going off in your head right there. He's going to raise it to 58,000 to go. It's very loose tonight, Tyler Smith.
Oh, boy. Well, Vince, he said he was going to force the action tonight, but look at this. He is getting out raising chips here with a jack 4 spade, and he is not going to like it.
He's raised it to 165. Hoyt with just an ace 8. Cannot play with that. Now Jonathan Cantor.
He's the oil man out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. In his first WPT event, he goes out. Oh, and look at this.
Picking on me, huh? Picking on me?
Picking on me.
Oh, what about this lawyer, Vince?
Love that lying line.
Well, folks, this is why you stop being a lawyer and become a poker player. You pick up 2 aces. Your opponent comes over the top of you, and now you're going into drama school.
It's a tough world, isn't it there, Jared? Oh, come on, just massage him. Just call it. Give me a thrill.
I'm gonna raise.
Oh, don't do it!
Oh, boy.
Don't blow him away. What are you afraid of, Mr. Brooklyn?
I'm all in.
How much more is it?
Oh, he's gone up over the top all in. Tyler's acting like...
How much more have you got here? He's got the jack 4 here.
It's like 450, right? 500.
Well, he's just showing off for the crowd here, Vince. That's for sure.
Maybe he's thinking maybe I'm priced in. I don't know.
Not priced in for another 600,000.
No, I'm not calling.
You could say that again.
Well, there you go. The lawyer taking down a pot. I should say the poker player now, Vince. He's quit being a lawyer to become a poker pro.
Oh, 28 years old. It's just so exciting, this game, when it's going right. All right.
Oh, man.
All right, the next hand, Jerry Van Strydunk. Tough young pro quickly folds.
And James Reed, the guy that got this tournament on a $500 satellite, throws his hand away.
And now back on Danny DeVito here. The actor Jared Jaffe. This time with a decent jack 10 offsuit.
Yeah, he just took down the last pot with 2 aces, so maybe he thinks he's on a little heater here. He's going to raise it up to 55,000.
But his old nemesis behind him, Tyler Smith, with just 9-7, going to re-raise.
This is unbelievable, man.
Isn't it?
You know, last year the guy didn't play a pot at this final table. This year doesn't look like he can throw a hand away.
Hoyt's going to throw that away.
Now back to the oil man. Jonathan Cantor looks at the 10 deuce. He's not going to play. So the same 2 guys battling it out yet again. The last round went to Jared Jaffe. This round might go to him too if he would play this hand. Little does he know, however, that his jack eye is the best hand.
You win.
Well, he's going to lay it down. So the 23-year-old bluffing here to take it down, and again, showing his buddies in the audience a bluff.
Do you only show the crowd when you play against me?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's like 4 times now, but only against me.
I had aces yesterday when I showed.
It's not what my wife said.
Uh-oh, somebody dropped a dime on him there, Vince.
Your wife's lying to you.
She might be.
All right, the antes are going up to 3,000 blinds, 12 and 24 now. Back on Jared Jaffe, quickly folds a king jack, and now the very reckless Tyler Smith with an ace 7 of diamonds.
Yep, he's going to raise it to 60,000.
Yes, he is. Hoyt Corkins behind him, though, with a suited connector. Says he's a position player, doesn't like his position, and he folds.
Yeah, he's got the chip lead, just going to rest a little here. Now Jonathan Cantor has an ace-5 offsuit here.
Jonathan from Tulsa, Oklahoma says, I'm not playing this for the money. And usually that means he's playing for the money, but I kind of believe him this time. He's going to make a call with an ace-5. Jerry out, and the roofing guy, James Reed, uneventful 8-4 goes out.
Jonathan Cantor's calling because the other guys raised every single pot so far tonight, so you just can't put a guy in a hand every time. Now flop is jack 5 deuce, So with that flop, Jonathan has taken the lead, but Tyler is continuing to bet here on the Jack 5 deuce flop.
Cool.
Yeah, 115,000 with his ace high. Jonathan gonna call. We're going to the turn. Now look at this, an ace hits.
Wow.
Big trouble card.
Check.
And now Tyler checks the 2 aces here.
Oil man getting the chips out. Bets 175,000 with his 2 pair.
Now Tyler in dire straits here. He was bluffing on the flop. Now he's hit 2 aces. He's checked, and his opponent has bet 115,000.
A very dangerous place he's in right now. Oil man's been playing pretty tight so far.
All in.
Wow. Oh.
I call.
Well, he's going all in.
Big mistake by Tyler.
Yep.
1 pair.
Yep.
You got a set?
Well, he doesn't have a set, but he's got aces up. And you are in trouble.
Well, Tyler's going to have to catch a jack or a 7 to win this pot. Nothing else will do for him.
Big opportunity. The oil man from Oklahoma. Will his hand hold up? 1 card to go. Here it is.
Comes the river card. Well, it's a 9 of diamonds.
Yeah, Mr. Oil gets lucky. The oil is on fire in Biloxi.
So even though Tyler is not out of this tournament, he's down to about ante money right now, Vance. That was a big blow to the youngster right there.
Stay with us. We're coming back with more action here on the World Poker Tour.
Oh, a little kiss from the wife, and why not?
I like playing poker because I'm a very competitive person. It's not really about the money for me. I'm playing for the title. If I go out 6th, I'm going to know that I gave it my all, and that's the best that I can do.
Welcome back to the Battle in Biloxi. We are on the Mississippi Gulf Coast for the Southern Poker Championship. I'm Vince Van Patten alongside Mike Sexton.
We still have 6 players left looking to net a payload of cash and the chance to call themselves a WPT champion. Let's get back to the action.
You can see right now the WPT champion Hoyt Corkins out in front with close to 2.1 million. Jonathan Cantor, the oil man from Oklahoma, with about 1.6, but on the short stack.
Now there you see him, Tyler Smith, very dejected right now. Knows he's virtually going to have to play about any 2 cards that are dealt to him here because of his chip stack. And he's moving all in with a 4 deuce offsuit. You can't pick up too much worse cards than that, but that shows you how short his stack is. He's moving in here because he's going to be in the big blind the next hand.
Hoyt behind him with ace 7. He's going to muck though. Mr. Oil, Jonathan Cantor with a jack 8. Will he play ball? Nope, he goes out.
Jerry going out as well.
Boy, a fold would be nice.
Good luck.
Don't hold your breath.
James Reed is going to call this
What do I have, 5?
with a queen 5.
5?
And Jared Jaffe with a 4-3 in the big blind. Also calling, not going to raise.
Good luck, Tyler.
Thank you.
Well, Tyler has a chance to triple up here, but going to have to get very lucky to do it. Let's see if that'll happen. Well, it's King 9-4. That's a good start for Tyler. He's tied for the lead right now with a pair of 4s.
Yes, he is. The other guys are going to check. Just seeing the turn is a 10 of hearts.
Well, again, it goes check, check. So Tyler still tied with the 2 4s. But a 6 of spade on the river will give him a chop pot. He'll be happy to get that.
I got a 4.
Hope we chop it.
Yeah, it's the best you can do is chop with it. And that's what's going to happen.
At first, he thought he got beat with
Chop
his
it up.
kicker, but he's excited now. He realizes he's going to split. And his mom, Donna, also excited. Her boy's going to stick around.
How is a 3 not better than a 2? I don't get it.
Well, it's not better because it doesn't come into play. You only play 5 cards in a poker hand. Both players are playing the 2 4s and the King 10-9.
All right.
Well, Vince, even though Tyler has chopped this pot, he's still in dire straits.
Back to the money pit. Next hand we play Hoyt Corkins first to act. And the old Alabama Cowboy, WPT champion, peeks down at a King 8 offsuit.
Yep, not going to play that under the gun.
Mr. Oil from Tulsa also folding.
Around to the 24-year-old, the biological engineer from Cornell University. Now a poker pro. Has an ace queen. He's going to come in the pot for $55,000.
James Reed out. And now Jared Look at this. He also has ace-queen.
I raise.
And he is going to come over top of the 24-year-old here.
155.
Yep, makes it 155. Now Tyler Smith with just Jack 3 is going to throw his chips in, trying to get lucky.
Well, Vince already had 24,000 invested in the big blind, so just going to gamble here and try to triple up.
I got a really big hand, but I guess you can't really be messing around.
Now Jerry, he's going to fold this.
Did I do you a favor, maybe?
Maybe.
So two-way action.
I just hope I got 2 live cards.
What'd you fold?
Ace-queen.
Same hand.
Tyler said,
Good.
I hope I've got 2 live cards, and he does have that, so he's got his wish.
I'm live.
Now he's got to get lucky to win the pot.
Right now the lawyer is trying to put Tyler into bankruptcy. We will see if it works.
Nearly 300,000 in this pot, though, so if he could win this, Tyler could get right back in this thing, Vince. And the flop comes king 10-6. Tyler shaking his head no, because now he sees a jack is not going to win the pot for him. That would give Jared a straight.
Worst flop imaginable.
So he's going to have to catch a 3 to win this pot. Could catch 2 runners to make a straight, but things looking very bad right now for the 23-year-old.
Quite dismal. Here comes the turn card. Can he get there? No. 4 spades.
Well, we are down to the river card, and if a local pro wants to stay alive in this tournament, he's going to have to catch a 3 on the river. Nothing else will do. Well, the board pairs 6s, so that's going to do it for Tyler Smith, who made this final table 1 year ago. Last year he was very tight. This year he was very loose. Next year, maybe he should do a compromise of the tight and loose.
Nothing personal out there.
No.
Good game. Good luck.
It's entertaining. Picks up close to 87,000. And just like that, we are down to 5.
I was playing to win, so normally I'm either going to get 6th, 5th, or 6th, or I'm going to win it. And this time I got 6th.
Big money at stake here at the Beau Rivage. We're coming back with more action in just a moment on the World Poker Tour.
The WPT event is played at Beau Rivage, the Southern Poker Championship. It takes a lot of patience to win these events. People don't understand the number of hours that are involved. It's as grueling, or can be as grueling, as a major sport. You may sit there for 12 hours, 14 hours straight. So you have to make sure you're disciplined. A lot of the new guys today, they don't have any patience. They want to get their money in. They want to see the next hand. It's a little bit harsh. To win this event, it takes a lot of patience, a lot of hours.
Welcome back to the Jewel of the South, the beautiful Beau Rivage Casino Resort. I'm Vince Van Patten with Mike Sexton, and we are having a great time down here at this extraordinary casino.
Well, you're right, man. It's just a beautiful property. Players love to come here. Terrific poker tournaments, and a fantastic facility.
We're down to 5-handed action at the final table here, and James Reed, the roofer, he's got Jack 10.
Raise.
He's on the short stack, and he's going to raise with it.
He won a satellite months ago to get in this tournament. He's living the dream right now. Here he's raising with Jack 10, the lawyer from New York, Jared Jaffe, going out.
But now Hoyt Corkins also folding into Mr. Oil from Oklahoma, Jonathan Cantor.
Jonathan just doubled up. Going to sit this one out. Jerry Van Strydunk from Rochester, New York, looks at a 10-6 of clubs. He's in the big blind, but he's going to gamble and make the call and play.
So we're going to see a flop.
Oh, Queen 10-6, a dream flop for Jerry as he flops 2 pair.
Going to try to trap. He's quickly checked it.
James has flopped 2nd pair. Your opponent checks to you. You're going to bet here for sure.
Oh, $100,000.
And this could spell doom for the roofing guy.
Jerry has dug the hole, put the twigs over it, waiting for the sucker to fall in, and he has, and a re-raise is going to happen.
Well, he's not going to slow play events in case his opponent has got queens and top pair and might hit his kicker or a straight draw or something.
There's James's wife, Nicole. Little does she know what a problem he has right here.
He's going to lay it down, save his remaining chips there.
What was the pocket cam, man? 10-6.
Look at this. This is a first on the World Poker Tour. The man actually tells the truth what his hand was.
Yeah.
Didn't have to show it. Nicely done, Jerry.
5 players left, 2 from New York, 3 from the South.
All right, on we go. Action to Mr. Brooklyn, Jared Jaffe, the 2-day lawyer.
He's out.
There's the Alabama Cowboy. He's going out.
Yep, and now Jonathan Cantor with the button and just a 10-4. Can't expect him to play it, and he doesn't.
So we're back to the 24-year-old from New York.
Oh, he's got a whopper. Ace king. And he's putting the chips in, makes it 197.
He's just stacking him off right here.
Gonna try to break the roofer.
Oh, the roofer's gonna gamble here with a 10-6 of diamonds here for all his chips.
Yep, says if you could do it with that hand, I can do it maybe. There's Nicole, his wife, sweating her man on.
Well, Vince, they've got 4 children, 1 grandchild. He's just 37 years old.
And they're the Jerry Birds, yucking it up.
Hey, I got the nuts, brother. I got the stones. I can't lose with 10-6. Where do you play poker?
Well, see, that's the way they play in Georgia, Vince. You gotta love it. We gotta get down to Noonan, Georgia. Play some of those home games. Well, here comes the flop. Can the roofer get lucky? So far, so good as it comes 6-5-3. The roofer has taken the lead.
Mr. Reed for the pair of sixes, and Jerry's going to have to catch an ace.
It's never easy, buddy.
Well, Vince, right now he's still on the roof. Let's see if he can stay on it or he's going to slide off and fall on the ground and be done.
He would like to tar and feather his man here. 2 more cards to come.
Oh, boy. Well, a 9 comes off, Vince. If he can dodge an ace or a king here, the message will be don't mess with the roofer in rainy season.
Coming down to the river.
Let's see if we can catch an ace or king on the
Nicole getting excited here.
Well, Jerry needs to catch an ace or a king to win the pot to eliminate him. It doesn't happen. A jack comes off. So there you go. A guy who got in this tournament on a little satellite months ago, living the dream, lives on.
Oh, the roofer nails his man with a 2x4. He's going to stick around. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour. Stay with us.
Tonight's episode of the World Poker Tour is brought to you by PlayWPT.com.
My wife's probably the best female poker player I know. Her ability to read people, she's just phenomenal. I would rather play with Hoyt Corkins than my wife at the poker table.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour, and I'm not sure if that's what you want in your wife.
Oh, boy.
The ability to read too well.
Oh, man. You play for dinner every night or something, Vince? I don't know, but we got to tell Hoyt he's not as tough as the guy's wife.
Anyway, we're back here on the World Poker Tour. 5 players remaining, and Hoyt is our chip leader. Out in front with about $2 million. And look at this. He has picked up a huge hand, pair of kings, just like that.
They can all say what they want to about Hoyt Corkins, but I can tell you one thing. He's the man to beat here tonight.
Makes it $55,000 to go into Jonathan Cantor from Oklahoma, who just has Queen 9 mucks. Jerry also folding.
Now around to James, who said he'd rather play with Hoyt than his wife. See if he wants to play this hand. Nope. Gonna lay it down.
Roofer folds, and the 2-day lawyer, Jared, can't play that. So Hoyt is gonna win this pot.
Nobody wants to mess with Hoyt.
I'd have messed with him if I had something to mess with.
Not quite getting the action you want when you have a pair of kings.
Hoyt, you see some stats on him right there. His 6 WPT final table. Has over $2.5 million in earnings. He'll move into the top 10 all-time money winners on the World Poker Tour if he could take this title tonight.
All right, to the next hand we go. Jonathan Cantor with a 9-8 quickly folds his hand. Okay, it's on Jerry from Rochester. He has an ace-9 this time. And he's going to raise with it. Makes it $58,000 to go. As the roofer looks down at an awful-looking 4-3. Quickly folds.
Okay, over to the 2-day lawyer.
Whoops, sorry.
In sloppy fashion, folds his hand, and Hoyt.
How many chips you start with, sir?
1.1 maybe.
Let me ask how many chips the kid's got. About half as many chips as Hoyt has. Hoyt's got the ace-8 of spade. He's in the big blind for $24,000.
If Hoyt had position on him, maybe he re-raises, but he says he's a position player, doesn't like his position, and just calls.
Let's see what happens. Now flop comes Queen 10-9. So Hoyt's got a good shot straight draw. He checks, and Jerry has got bottom pair, but he also checks.
Here's 4th Street. Deuce of hearts helps neither player. Back on Hoyt.
Now Hoyt's going to check again. Jerry checks right behind him, and that tells me that he's not looking to clash with Hoyt right now, who's the chip leader. Now an ace comes off. So the youngsters now got aces up, but Hoyt might think his 2 aces the best hand right here. The kid's checked a couple times in a row. You wouldn't think he'd check ace-king or ace-jack. or ace in any pair that was on the board, but
this could spell a lot of trouble for Hoyt. He bets, and just a quick call. No consideration of a raise by Jerry.
Well, a value bet by Hoyt there, but he's going to lose this pot to aces and nines.
Very cautious play by Jared, not coming back. They respect this man, Hoyt Corkins. He puts the fear in you.
That was my cheapest way out. I check it, he'll bet more. Color is Hoyt? You can't raise it. No. I could have the king jack. Yeah, I know.
Well, the catfish are jumping as the cards keep flying here in Biloxi.
There's more to come from the WPT, so stick around.
Welcome back to the great state of Mississippi. We are in Biloxi for the final table of the Southern Poker Championship.
The folks at the Beau Rivage Resort and Casino really understand Southern hospitality and how to throw a great poker tournament. The cards are in the air, so let's get back to the felt.
And our chip leader is Hoyt Corkins with about $2 million in chips. Mr. Oil from Oklahoma, Jonathan Cantor, an amateur player, has about 1.8.
Third place, Jerry Van Strydunk, the online pro out of Rochester, New York. On the short stack right now, the roofer, James Reed.
But we're going to Jerry. Jerry quickly folding, and now it is on the roofer. James Reed, he's got a 5-7. Short stacked, and look at this. He's getting his chips, and he's putting them in.
Well, he's making a move right here, Vance. Just hoping nobody calls so he can pick up the blinds and antes. Oh, unfortunately, right behind him on the button, the two-day lawyer looks down at a pair of eights.
How much?
Pretty decent hand in a five-handed poker game, and he is pondering this decision.
Well, he's in fourth chip position right now out of the five. The only guy he's got covered is the guy that moved in.
I call.
So he's going to make the call.
Hoyt out. Texas T with a king 8, won't play.
Eights.
You're good.
You got a pair?
No.
Oh, then it's a flip.
No, I know you need it.
Well, the lawyer thinks he's in a race. As it is, his opponent doesn't even have one over card.
The roofer has one leg run over by a forklift at this moment.
He's baby. 5-7. What do you got?
As his wife Nicole looks on.
She asked what you got, Vince.
5-7. All right, it was 388,000 each.
Let's make it straight.
She's the greatest reader of all people. She should have known.
Come on, baby.
There's still hope. He's done it with slot before. He's stuck around. Can he do it again?
Got to get lucky sometime.
Well, he's going to have to get very lucky to stay alive in this tournament. Otherwise, he'll be getting the bucket, the ladder, and heading back up to the
You
rooftop.
can put 5 clubs on the board.
He is 37 years old from Noonan, Georgia. A dream alive. Can he get it there?
Well, he got one of his cards. It's come ace, queen, 5.
5-7.
So the wife's smiling now. She knows if he catches a 5 or a 7, he could take the lead and win this pot. Well, the man from Brooklyn not happy about that flop. He wanted to shut him out completely, but that didn't happen. Here's the turn card. A 6 comes off.
Oh, God, that was close.
Right in the middle of what he needed.
7 or a 5, dealer.
He needs to get lucky.
Paint. Paint.
Will it happen here for James Reed? Here comes the river. No!
Well, 4 hearts comes off. That's going to do it from the roofer from Noonan, Georgia. James Reed is going to be out in 5th place tonight.
The ladder finally falling on the roofer. Going to take home $106,000. And just like that, we have 4 players remaining at Beau Rivage.
It's my wife. She got me here. This card dead. You know, eventually you got to play something, so. 10-6 and 7-5, unfortunately, were my 2 best hands today, if that tells you anything.
Okay, we've got 4 players left. WPT champ Hoyt Corkins, the old man from Oklahoma, Jonathan Cantor, the online pro, Jerry Van Strydunk, and the 2-day lawyer, Jared Jaffe.
All for a quest of becoming the champion of the Southern Poker Championship. We're coming right back for more on the World Poker Tour. Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. 4 players remain, and Hoyt Corkins is out in front with close to $2 million in chips. The oil man Jonathan Cantor with about $1.7 million in chips.
Well, Vince, all 4 players have well over $1.2 million in chips, so it's anybody's game. But certainly Hoyt Corkins got to be the favorite.
All right, to the felt we go. Mr. Oil. Jonathan Cantor looks down at a king 3 of diamonds. Quickly folds his hand.
Over to the 24-year-old online pro out of Rochester, New York.
Yeah, he's gone out, and now Jared Jaffe.
I call.
With ace-4, going to call it.
Well, he limped in out of the small blind with an ace high.
And Hoyt with a jack 3 is going to raise it.
Well, Vance Hoyt thinks the guy limped in just trying to see a cheap flop. Would never put him on an ace in this spot, so Hoyt is going to raise it. He's in position. He's got the chip lead, and his opponent has made the call. And here comes the flop. Well, it's king 10-8, two clubs, no help to either player. Action on the two-day lawyer.
Check.
He's going to check, and here comes Hoyt reaching for chips with an absolute Garfunkel. And he's going to make the continuation bet of 80,000 here to put pressure on the lawyer. And Jared looking back to see if he could squeeze out a second ace somehow, but it's not there, Jared. He lays his hand down, so aggressive play by WPT champ Hoyt Corkins, taking down that pot.
Rolling me again, Hoyt.
See the paranoia of the New Yorker. Once again, you're picking on me.
Well, they can talk all they want to Hoyt. Nothing's going to phase this guy.
All right, into the next hand. Hoyt this time with an uneventful 10-4.
And he's going to throw it away. The man from Tulsa, Oklahoma, looks at an 8-3 on the button. Going to get out, so once again, a battle of the blinds.
Into Jerry.
Looks like an online Opie, doesn't he? Remember Opie from the Andy Griffith Show? He's grown up.
He's called it. Jared not going to raise with Jack 6.
So here comes the flop. Oh, what a flop for Opie here. Ace 7-6. He's flopped top and bottom pair. And he's leading right out and betting 35,000.
Into Jared, who got a piece of that pair of sixes.
Because the pot wasn't raised before the flop.
No raise.
Jared's not going to put him on an ace, so he's going to try to raise it to take it away from him with bottom pair here. That is not going to work.
120.
120,000 is the bet.
Train wreck before our very eyes.
Jerry knows it's possible he could be beat, but believe me, when you're playing against another blind and you flop top and bottom pair, your money is going in there, whether you're beat or not. In this case, Jared virtually almost drawing completely dead. He's got a 1% chance to win this pot. Got to come Jack. And indeed, Jerry's come over the top and raised it. And look at this. Jared has made this call, Vince, with just bottom pair. And that was a $175,000 call. And now what's going to happen if your opponent bets on the turn? What do you do with bottom pair? 5 of diamonds comes off. That is a scare card because it's a possible straight.
All in.
Doesn't scare Jerry too much. He moves all in with it.
Oh, boy, another fine mess you got yourself into, Jared.
Oh, boy.
No place to go and hide here.
Well, I'll tell you, Vince, in case he decides to make the call here with just the 2 6s, it'll be case closed for the lawyer. He is drawing completely dead. No card he can win the pot with. And that's all he can beat is a complete stone bluff. Nothing else. Even if his opponent had an 8-9 and a straight draw, he made it. No way the two-day lawyer is calling this in my mind, but you never know.
Big problem for the New Yorker, and he finally gets it. He folds the hand.
Well, he does fold it. The judge says, overruled, my man. Give the pot to the youngster.
Big pot for Jerry. 4 players remain here at Biloxi. We're coming back for more on the World Poker Tour.
Tonight's episode of the World Poker Tour is brought to you by PlayWPT.com.
Welcome back to the Southern Poker Championship on the World Poker Tour. 4-handed poker, and the antes are going up to 4,000. Blinds are 15 and 30,000.
WPT champ Hoyt Corkins came to this final table with the chip lead. He's still the chip leader. Let's see if he can go wire to wire to capture a second title.
Action on the 24-year-old out of Rochester. Quickly folds his hand. And now Jared Jaffe from New York. Also folding.
So it's a battle of the blinds here. Well, Hoyt Corkins, our chip leader, reaching for raising chips here.
Just got a 10-3, but he likes his position.
Well, he went back to a stack for more chips. Not really allowed. This is what we call a string bet.
He didn't say anything.
Oh, look at this. The oil man recognized that fact.
I didn't bring it back. I brought some chips.
Mr. Oil, very astute, noticing that.
But did I bring my hand back?
And they're going to discuss it right now.
But
Should be 65,000.
Well, when you bet in poker, you must announce the size of your bet or take all your chips out there in one motion. Look here. Hoyt put some chips out there, but now he's reaching back to get more chips. That's considering breaking your stack. It's not allowed because you might get a read off your opponent if he's thinking about playing or folding. Maybe you might want to bet a few more chips to get him out. That's the reason for the rule.
And Mr. Oil spotted that, gets off cheap, does have an ace-6.
Let's see if it'll work for him. Now flop comes king, jack, 5. No help to either player. Hoyt now reaching for chips. He's going to make a continuation bet here. It looks like 110,000.
Yep, going to try to steam through this hand.
Re-raise.
The oil man has absolutely nothing, Vince. We haven't seen any speed from him yet at this final table, yet he's raising here with just an ace high.
Just a good read by the oil man. Just thinking, this guy's steaming. I don't believe him. I'm going to try to grab and steal this pot.
Well, 285,000 is the bet. Now, there's no way Hoyt's going to call. What he's thinking about is, if I move in on this guy, could he stand it? Well, the answer is no, he couldn't. But the question is, does Hoyt want to jeopardize his chips here? He's already mad at himself for making a string bet here. Does he want to compound his problems in case the guy has a hand?
Oh boy, this cowboy's getting dragged by the stirrup right now. Not feeling too good.
Well, he is going to throw it away, but chalk one up to the oil man there, showing some aggressiveness to re-raise the chip leader with nothing.
Yeah, there's his lovely wife on the rail. Very excited. Out pro the pro there.
Well, Jonathan's wife, Linda, flew in on the private jet this morning. Now, Vince, it's nice when you have a private jet where you don't have to call, check the airlines and the schedules, and if you can get to town in time, you just get on the jet and go.
So I hear. All right, back to the table. Hoyt Corkins now going to squeeze a pair of jacks out of this one.
Yep, he's got the fish hooks, as we say. 2 jacks. Steaming a little bit from that last pot, so let's see what they do here. This time he's got a hand, and he is going to raise it again to 110,000.
Mm-hmm. Back into Jonathan, who's got a seductive little 6-7 diamond suited connector.
And he's also got the button. He's also got as many chips as Hoyt does now. So he's in position with a lot of chips. And he's going to make the call.
Like to pour some more salt into Hoyt's wound.
Well, now the pot is swelling up here, Vince, and look at this. Jerry has picked up a pair of 8s out of the small blind. I'm certain he's at least going to call. The question is, do you call or come over the top here yourself? Well, Jerry's going to make the call also.
Into 2-day lawyer, who's got a king-queen.
Well, that's a pretty good hand, too.
I'm all in.
Whoa.
And he's going to go all in here.
Put it out.
Put it out there.
Well, Hoyt wants to know how much it is.
This could be a cowboy showdown.
Well, Vince, what the 2-day lawyer was thinking there was Hoyt might have just made a steam raise. These other guys didn't come over the top. They can't be that strong. He's just going to move in and try to pick up the pot, but it's not working. Hoyt Corkins has made the call.
He says, I've ridden bigger bulls before. Oil man's out, as is Jerry.
So here we go.
Looks like I'm going to need to get lucky.
You got ace king?
Well, we've got
King,
a race
queen.
situation here.
You got a good chance.
Hoyt, well aware they're in a race situation, says you've got a good chance. He also knows that to win poker tournaments, you got to win races.
You got the suits, too.
Who's going to get lucky here and win this one?
Cowboy getting out of his saddle.
What'd you fold, sir?
8s.
Boy, did you
8.
ask Jerry, what did you have?
What'd you fold, sir?
He's also asking Oil Man.
He's not a hand teller.
But look at
He's
this,
not a
no
hand
response by him. This guy's very cagey.
Not by much.
Here we go with the flop.
Well, flop comes 7-6-3, and right now the oil man's sick. He's not involved in this pot. He would have flopped a top 2 pair. As it is, the lawyer's not happy either. He's got to catch a king or a queen to win the pot.
Yeah, the cowboy out in front with the jacks. Here comes the turn card.
Well, the 4 diamonds comes on the turn. Now what that means is if a 5 comes off, they'd both make a 7 high straight and split this pot. The 2-day lawyer's life on the line. Gonna have to catch a king or a queen to win this pot. Otherwise, he'll be out in 4th place.
Can he get the suck out?
Nope, 9 of clubs comes off. So that's gonna do it for Jared Jaffe from Brooklyn, New York. Gonna be out tonight in 4th place.
Running cards there.
was a big effort. Gonna take home $135,000.
Yep, 3 players left fighting it out for this title.
Look at that, all right? Thank you.
Well, with that hand, our time has run out. But as you know, anything can happen on the WPT, and it usually does.
3 players left. WPT champ Hoyt Corkins, the oil man Jonathan Cantor from Oklahoma, and the online pro from New York, Jerry Van Strydunk. So join us next time for continuing WPT coverage of the Southern Poker Championship from the Beau Rivage Resort and Casino. I don't understand what this is for here.
The World Poker Tour. The biggest games, the greatest players, and the largest payouts on the planet. The WPT is a series of international high-stakes poker tournaments that can turn amateur players into millionaires and make professionals into superstars. With millions of dollars on the line, it's time for these 3 players to live the dream of fame, fortune, and the one thing money can't buy, a WPT title. Tonight on the World Poker Tour.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the majestic Beau Rivage Resort and Casino. We are on Mississippi's Gulf Coast for the exciting conclusion of the Southern Poker Championship. I'm Mike Sexton along with Vince Van Patten, and this is the WPT.
And Mike, I tell you, it's been impressive. Non-stop action from the opening bell here at the Beau Rivage.
And that action included the quick meltdown of local favorite Tyler Smith, alongside the elimination of 2 short-stack players. But the big story sits with WPT champ Hoyt Corkins. This is the 6th WPT final table, and he is looking to join that elite group of players who have earned multiple WPT titles.
Yes, but sitting in his way are 2 impressive opponents, the oil man from Oklahoma, Jonathan Cantor, and the young internet player from upstate New York, Jerry Van Strydunk.
These players really want the cash and the title. We're very close to crowning the next WPT champion.
All right, who's it going to be? Only one way to find out. Let's go watch them gamble. And Hoyt has the chips. He's a chip leader, 2.9 million. Jonathan Cantor with 2.1. Jerry Van Strydunk with 1.2. The antes are 4,000. Blinds 15 and 30. Let's go to the felt. Action on the cowboy. Hoyt Corkins, who picks up a pretty impressive ace-9.
Well, Hoyt certainly far and away the most experienced of these players left in this tournament. Here he's got an ace-9. Oh, that hand is favored over the random 2-card blind hand, so he's going to raise it here. Makes it 68,000 to go.
Into Mr. Oil from Tulsa, Jonathan Cantor. He's got a 9-8, and he folds.
Now it's around to the 24-year-old. And let me add, this guy studied biological engineering at Cornell University. Pretty impressive stuff. He's going to make the call here with a Queen-7 offsuit, so he is gambling here with the chip leader. Just a little. Let's see what happens. Now flop comes ace-king-7. So the youngsters flop bottom pair. Hoyt has flopped top pair, and yet it's gone check, check. Hoyt did not bet his 2 aces there, and it may come back to bite him as the youngster has made 2 pair on the turn.
Oh,
Queens and 7s, and now has the lead.
Jerry checks again. Trying to trap here.
Well, Hoyt's now going to bet, just in case his opponent just made 2 queens or has some kind of straight draw. Little does he know, he now has the worst hand.
120,000 into Jerry.
He can just come right over the top of the guy, but maybe he's afraid Hoyt was slow playing on the flop by checking.
Will he come back over the top, make him pay for it, get him out? No, he's just going to cool call.
Well, he's just going to call with 2 pair. See what happens on the river here. I'm a little surprised he wouldn't raise there, but he didn't. 8 of spade comes off. Action on the youngster. Now look at this, Vince. He checked and called on the turn, and now all of a sudden he's going to lead out and bet on the river. 275,000. Now Hoyt's trying to figure this out. What is going on here? Guy didn't raise me on the turn. All of a sudden he's going to bet on the river. Now, Hoyt's not liking it, Vince, but this could very well be a curiosity call.
Very irritating if you're Hoyt right now. And if you look over his right shoulder, you'll see Hoyt's broke cowboy cousin in the background.
Oh, boy. Well, 275,000. Hoyt's going to make the call. He's not going to like it.
I just went crazy.
Well, Hoyt said he went crazy. Not happy with the way he played that pot.
There's the Jerry Birds right there.
And you know, he's bait.
Yeah, Hoyt didn't bet this hand on the flop when he hit the 2 aces, and then he paid off the $275,000 on the river, so he's not at all happy with the way he played that hand.
Good start here by Jerry. Taken down, at least in that hand, the great Hoyt Corkins.
Well, action back on Hoyt. Again, he picks up ace high, this time at ace 5.
Don't anger this cowboy.
He certainly bungled the ace 9 a minute ago. Let's see what he's going to do here with the ace 5.
Blinds 15 and 30. We're playing fast here in Biloxi, and he's going to raise it. 72,000 to go.
72.
Well, the action on the Oklahoma businessman, who says, if there's one thing I want you to know about me, it's that I'm not related to Rodney Dangerfield. Does look a little like him, doesn't he?
Something like that, and he folds.
So back to the youngster again. This time he's got the 98 holes. He's going to make the call. Why not? Just beat Hoyt a minute ago. Maybe he can do it again. Here he flops the open-end straight draw as it comes king 6-7. He's going to check. Hoyt again going to make the continuation bet.
80 grand.
Oh, and look at this. The youngster's getting out raising chips, Vince. Going to come right over the top with the open-end straight draw.
Say it ain't so, Mike, but it is.
Well, I like this bet by the youngster here. I like it because he's got a hand you could gamble with if you wanted to, but you're just trying to win it right here with the 9 high by coming over the top and raising.
He's putting the old lasso right around the cowboy's neck right now.
Well, but Hoyt is thinking now, and if I move in on this kid, how would he like that? Hoyt, expert at moving all in to take down pots, but does he want to do it here? And he bungled up the last pot. Not happy with the way he played this one. Just going to sit back and give another pot to the youngster.
These WPT tables are hard to make. There's a lot of great players don't even have any, like Johnny Chan or Huck C. So it's nothing to be took lightly. You know, I've been fortunate here on the WPT.
3 players remain at Biloxi. We're coming back with more on the World Poker Tour.
To make this final table, I never thought this would happen. It's always one of those things that you just dream about.
Mr. Jerry Van Stridon.
It's kind of surreal that it's happening so suddenly.
We're back here on the World Poker Tour at the Beau Rivage. And Jerry Van Stridon is doing quite well as 3 players remain.
Well, he says, I never dreamed this would happen, but yet he's played 5 events, made the money 3 times. So it certainly looks to me like it could happen for this kid.
And right now, Mike, he's the new chip leader with about 2.2, Hoyt with about 2.1, and the oil man, Jonathan Cannon, with about 2 million.
Well, they've all got over 2 million in chips. You talk about a race to the finish. We are going to see it right here. Anybody's game.
All right. Play goes to Jonathan Cantor. Tulsa man, the businessman, and he is going to raise with just a 9-6 of hearts. Makes it 69,000.
Jerry's coming right over the top here with an ace 5.
Makes it 2:30 to go, but look at this. Cowboy Hoyt picks up the 8s.
Well, the pot's been raised and re-raised. He doesn't know if the oil man's got a real hand. It could come over the top yet again. So tough decision here with the mid pair for the Alabama Cowboy. Just going to get away from the hand.
I call.
And look at this. Jonathan's going to gamble here with the 9-6 of hearts.
Made the call.
Man, that's a $160,000 call. Just wants to see a flop with a 9-6 of hearts. But what a flop for the youngster. Jerry has flopped top and bottom pair. He has got aces up. So what a re-raise he made right there with an ace 5 offsuit. And he's going to bet $285,000. Vince, the oil man, better be careful here, because if he makes a move now, he'll be hitting an oil slick or a dry oil well, one or the other. It would not be prudent on his part to try to make a move here, because Jerry is not going anywhere with aces up.
Jonathan said he's not in this tournament for the money. He's got enough money, he says. I'm here for the thrill of victory. He's made the lay down.
Show me one time.
Well, Vince, we've heard that story before from other guys at the final table, but in this case, He told his wife to get on the private jet and come out and join him here this morning to watch him play at this final table. So I think he's telling the truth. I think the guy's got some dough.
All right. Jerry, very nice there. Was asked to show his hand. He showed it to Jonathan. True gentleman at the table. Here we go. It's on Jerry again. He's got a 4-7 of diamonds this time.
Yeah, he's going to raise with it. Makes it 60,000 to go, but that's not going to play with Hoyt here as he picks up an ace-queen. He comes right over the top of the youngster.
Yeah, makes it 240,000. But Jonathan Canner with a pretty decent king 10 of hearts.
Well, Vince, he just called to re-raise a minute ago with the 9-6 of hearts.
Cool.
And he's going to call 240,000 cold here with a king 10.
Yeah, Jerry quickly folded his hand, disgusted.
So here we go. Oh, and it comes king right on the flop. So the oil man striking oil on this flop as he hits top pair. Hoyt reaching for chips to make a continuation bet.
Oh, yep. Looks like 300,000.
Well, the pot has over 550,000 in it, so Hoyt betting 300,000 here in hopes his man goes away.
And that is a good poker face right there as his wife Linda watches on. Question, do you raise? Just call. He just calls.
Little puzzled why if you call a raise before the flop with that hand and hit that flop, you don't raise here, but now a 6 comes off. Well, here, Hoyt wisely putting on the brakes and checking.
I'm all in.
And Jonathan going all in with the top pair. Hoyt is profiling here for some reason, just wants his opponent to think he's got something, I guess.
How much you got there?
Oh, boy.
No chance he's going to call this with just ace high, Vince.
Cowboy's just standing up in his stirrups, trying to look pretty.
This is just a tactical move to try to indicate to his opponents that he has a hand. And when you bet me, you know, be careful because you might get played with. When in fact, he can't beat anything but a stone bluff here. And why would the guy call on the stone bluff on the flop? So
Justin wants to see Mr. Oil sweat a little bit. He finally folds.
Yep, there you go. Jonathan Canner taking down that pot, and with it, the chip lead.
And so far, he's starting to pick on Hoyt Corkins. We're coming back as 3 players remain here on the World Poker Tour.
Tonight's episode is brought to you by the World Poker Tour.
The Beau Rivage is the jewel of the South.
People that come here for the first time, they walk through the front doors and they say, wow.
I'm telling you, it is the nicest casino by far.
How important are poker players to the Beau Rivage? How important is the WPT event to the poker world?
It's always a thrill to compete on the WPT because you are competing against the greatest players in the world. The WPT is the NBA. I'm telling you, it's the real stuff, and the weak players don't make it in the WPT.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. We're at the beautiful Beau Rivage on the Gulf.
And what a fantastic property here.
The antes are going up to 5,000, blinds 20 and 40,000. And right now you can see our chip leader Jonathan Canner, the oil man with 2.7, Jerry Van Strydunk with 2.3, and look who's gone way down, Hoyt Corkins, down to about 1.3 million.
He came to this final table as the big chip leader, and now he sits in 3rd place with 3 players left.
Well, the action has happened. Jerry with a quick fold. Hoyt with King Jack has raised.
You can't blame him for raising with that hand in the small blind.
I call.
And Mr. Oil with ace 4 is going to call the 105. King Jack up against ace 4. We're flopping.
Now flop comes 9-8-7. This gives Hoyt a gut shot straight draw. A 10 would give him a straight, but he's going to make the continuation bet.
Raise.
120,000. Look at this. Jonathan is raising with that dangerous flop, Vince, with absolutely nothing but an ace 4 here. That's pretty impressive stuff here.
Well, he's going to try to manhandle the cowboy here. Good instincts.
295.
And look at this, putting the pressure on the cowboy.
Well, it is a lot of pressure too, Vince. Very difficult to call a raise here when you can only catch a 10 to probably win the pot.
Jonathan's wife, Linda, sweating him on.
I tell you, if I ever put $1 out there in the pot, I lose it every single time.
Right now, Hoyt getting a little befuddled.
Whatever money I put in the pot is lost. And if y'all fold to me and the big blind give me a walk, I can win that one.
Moaning and groaning there. He is discouraged.
Jonathan Cantor taking down that pot, and here's his wife Linda in the audience.
Hopped on a plane this morning, got here about an hour before the tournament started. Of course I have to be here with my husband. This is a dream come true for him. He really enjoys the competitive nature, and he's learning so much. He said, I just keep learning. Every time I play with these guys, I just keep learning and keep learning.
She says he's learning and learning, but right now he's doing the teaching here, Vince. He is the main man at this table with the chip lead.
All right, back to this hand. Jerry with an ace-king, gonna raise. Makes it 80,000 into Hoyt.
Well, Hoyt's played about every hand. This three-handed game has yet to win a pot, so he's going to set one out here as he folds the queen 3.
Into Jonathan. He's got a little suited connector. 4-5 of hearts.
Call.
He's going to speculate.
Vince, he's been very frisky so far. Playing short-handed here, no doubt about it. Calling raises, this time with a 5-4.
Let's go to the flop. Nice one for Jerry. Hits the kings.
Now it's come king 7-7.
Jonathan quickly checks, and, he's going to try to disguise his hand. Jerry is. He checks as well.
And now the queen comes off. Well, will Jonathan take a stab at it? He doesn't hear as he checks. The youngster now is going to bet 110,000.
Got to come out of the bushes and get some money out of this.
Now Jonathan looking back at his hand. Jonathan, you have the 5-4 of hearts, my friend. Well, playing with his wedding ring. What does that mean?
Raise.
It means he raises, I guess.
Well, he may not have much of a hand, but he's got creativity. He's got guts. Might not to be the best timing at this moment.
There you see the puzzled look by the youngster here. Now, even though you have ace-king in this spot, you're fearful your opponent has a 7 in his hand. He checked on the flop, and now he's checked raised you on the turn.
He's going to bump it up 270,000 in addition.
The old man might be taking an oil spill right here because Jerry beats him in the pot with the 2 kings. Well, an ace comes off. Well, the youngster now has aces and kings. Jonathan said, look, I took my stab at this pot. So he is virtually waving the flag right here. No way the youngster can lose.
Check.
But he checks on the river.
Ace-king.
He said just ace-king. Well, that's going to get the job done. So Jonathan picking the wrong time to raise right there.
Jerry Bird seemed very happy at that. All his buddies from Rochester, New York.
And with that pot, Jerry once again takes the chip lead. He's up to 2.7 million in chips. Majored in biological engineering at Cornell University. So a bright kid. And he is going to raise it on the button here, 80,000 with the 10-8 offsuit.
Boy, Corkins quickly folding, but Jonathan wants revenge. He's got king 7, makes the call.
Well, Vince, you got to say these guys are playing. They're fighting for the pots for sure. Well, flop comes 10-9-4. Jerry is flop top pair here, but it's Jonathan who's reaching for chips to do the betting.
Mm-hmm. Starting to steam off here a little bit.
Well, Vince, he took a bluffing pill a minute ago. Certainly a playing pill because he's playing every hand in every pot now.
It's been 130.
Well, he's going to make the call.
To the discomfort of Jonathan Cantor. Turn card's a queen of spades.
Well, that no help to either player. Does give Jonathan a gut shot straight draw. He checks.
Jerry going to check behind him.
Well, deuce of diamonds comes off on the river. And look at this, Vince. Jonathan with just a king high is reaching for chips. 205,000. And there you see the disgust in Jerry's face right now, thinking his 2 10s are beat.
So weird.
Jonathan's going to try to bully through the young guy.
He's afraid his opponent Got queen, jack, king, queen, 2 pair.
Jack 10.
He's trying to figure out all the hands that can beat his 2 10s. But as we can see, Jonathan has absolutely nothing.
Like Jack 10, King 10.
You know, agony for the 24-year-old right now.
Terrible spot. I don't know if you've ever bluffed me.
Well, the interesting thing is the perception of Jonathan Cantor early on was so tight and solid. Perhaps this will work. Little do they know this guy has changed gears before our very eyes.
Well, we talk about changing gears. He
It's gonna
has
work.
stripped gears, Vince. Certainly bluffs him there.
Show one. I'm using my one time.
You want to see it?
I want my one time.
You want to see it?
My one time.
Oh!
Yes, sir.
That just adds to the pain, doesn't it, Vince?
Salt in the wound there.
You made one bluff.
Will the bluffing continue here at Beau Rivage? We will see when we return on the World Poker Tour.
The money's the least of my concerns. I'm playing for the title. The talk and all the gamesmanship between people gets me amped up and makes it exciting for me.
Jonathan Cantor.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. We're at the Southern Poker Championship at the beautiful Beau Rivage. Three-handed poker continues.
There you heard Jonathan Cantor say it's not about the money to him, it's about the title. You have to believe that when he flies his wife in on the private jet.
All right, to the table we go. Action on young Jerry, and he quickly folds. And now Hoyt Corkins with an ace deuce is going to raise.
Well, makes it 110,000 to go. Ace high figures to be the best hand against the big blind, but it's not in this case. The oil man struck oil again. 2 kings here.
A gigantic hand.
Raise.
And the announces raise. Well, Hoyt made it 110,000 to go. Let's see how much Jonathan's going to make it.
$275.
To the complete discomfort of Hoyt Corkins.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Hoyt Corkins is going to feel like a punching bag. Certainly in this three-handed game. He had the chip lead, and now he's down to a distant third. These guys have just been pounding on him. And Vince Hoyt's the kind of guy that's liable to just make a stand and gamble here.
He's trying to get a reaction. He smiles, but he gets a snarl back from the oil guy.
Let's see if Hoyt can figure that out. He's smiling, but on the inside he's burning, I can tell you.
It just made me nervous.
I don't believe you can get nervous.
Well, when you raise with an ace and a baby card and the guy comes over the top of you, I can tell you folks, you don't like your hand. Now whether Hoyt's going to get stuff, well, he's not going to play it. He's flashing his card now, so obviously he's hitting the road, but he's letting his opponent know that, you know, I got a hand when I raise it.
Nice hand, sir.
Thank you.
I started to gamble with you.
That would have been interesting.
If I'd had ace jack, I'd been in there. I'd been in the center with both barrels.
Well, did you hear that?
Yep.
That ace jack, had been in there. Maybe he's lucky he didn't have the ace jack there, Vince. He might have been out of here.
Okay, Andy's going up to 10,000. Blinds now 30 and 60,000. Actually going right back on Jonathan. And he's got a 10 deuce, quickly folds it.
Action on Jerry. Look at this, Vince.
Incredible.
2 kings, the very same hand that Jonathan had just a moment ago against Hoyt. This is unbelievable. Hoyt's running into all these hands, and this time he's got the ace jack. Now, a minute ago he said he'd be all in if he had that hand. And he's doing it here, Vince.
Call.
And he's quickly called by the youngster.
Wow.
And once again, Hoyt looking at a big duke.
Wow.
As the cards lie, the youngster about a 70% favorite to win this hand and eliminate Hoyt Corkins from this tournament.
And Jerry getting a little massage from a stranger in the audience.
Hoyt's dreams of capturing a second WPT title on the ropes right now.
He's got to sweat 5 cards to come. Here's the flop.
Well, it's come 9-8-8. So far, so good for the youngster. Hoyt's going to have to catch an ace to take the lead or 2 running cards to make a straight. Otherwise, he's going to be our 3rd place finisher.
2 cards to come. Here comes the turn. Can Hoyt get lucky?
Deuce.
Nope, 5 of hearts on the turn. And Vince, we have a 2-time WPT champion named Barry Greenstein who wrote a book, Ace on the River.
Just come black.
No,
Just
red
come
card.
black.
Red
And
card.
right now, Hoyt Corkins has to
Red
catch an
card.
ace on the river or he's out in 3rd place.
Can the kid knock him out of this event? Coming down the river.
That's an ace, Vince. Look, the ace of diamonds pops off on the river to put the dagger in the heart of the 24-year-old. Hoyt Corkins lives on. He doubles
He's
up.
red. Absolute miracle suck out for Hoyt Corkins. He's very pleased.
Oh, Vance, it's a hand like that. He gives the player the real Biloxi blues.
Boy, cry me a river. Okay, more exciting action coming up from Biloxi. We're coming right back.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. We're in Biloxi, Mississippi for the conclusion of the Southern Poker Championship.
And Mike, the competition here at the Beau Rivage has been tougher than an overcooked crawfish. Let's go back down to it.
Well, 3 players left fighting it out for this title. Our current chip leader is a businessman out of Oklahoma, Jonathan Cantor, with 2.5 million in chips. There you see Hoyt Corkins right on his tail with 2.4 million. In 3rd place, a 24-year-old youngster out of Rochester, New York. There you see him, Jerry Van Stradonk. He's got 1.3 million. Just took a horrible beat when he lost to an ace on the river for Hoyt to double up.
Okay, with King Queen, he's going to raise it. Makes it 120,000. Into Mr. Lucky Cowboy himself, Hoyt Corkins.
Well, Hoyt's only got an ace deuce, but that's enough for him to raise it up to 400,000. He said maybe I'll catch another ace on the river.
Oil goes out.
Man, you did that so quick.
Yeah, Vance.
Would have definitely called if you shoved.
Well, he said I'd definitely call if you shove. Maybe you should shove.
Jeez, you just did that so quick.
Well, with this hand, you're always afraid your opponent's got ace king or ace queen where you'd be dominated.
Show me if I fold.
Well, he was asked, would you show me if I fold?
Maybe I'll show him the deuce, Vince.
And a fold by Jerry.
You see one? Come on, just for that ace, just one. You had an ace.
Oh, he does show him the ace.
Beat that. I couldn't beat that, but I could flip with a lot of it.
Very congenial.
We'll get it flipped.
He's feeling a little sorry for Jerry after that last suck out. Okay, this hand Jerry is quickly folded. Now Cowboy Hoyt with a 6-4 of hearts just calling. And Mr. Oil with an ace-6 not going to raise.
Well, most people would raise when their opponent limped in like that. But not Jonathan. We'll see the flop here. Well, a good flop for Jonathan. It's come ace-9-3. But Hoyt's coming out and betting here. He's not putting his opponent on an ace. So he's going to try to represent like he's got something. So he bet 75,000, and he's quickly called.
Yep, no raise, just a call.
Hoyt's got to hit 2 runners to win this pot. Well, there's one of them. A 4 comes off. Hoyt checks.
Yeah, he's going to slow down.
Well, the guy calls you on the flop. He must have something. There's Jonathan's wife, Linda. Very nervous about watching her man here. Well, he is going to bet here 100,000.
Yeah, he's going to make Hoyt pay for it if he wants to stick around.
Hoyt is making this call now. The only way you can make this call is if you specifically put your opponent on a pair of 3s. There's no other hand you can beat when he calls your bet on the flop.
We're trying to steal it, but it's better than that. He hits 3 of a kind.
He hits Colt 44s on the turn and river to gun down his opponent.
And he checks, and that's a mischeck there because he doesn't get the action behind him. He's going to be kicking himself about that, but he still takes down a nice pot.
Well, I agree, Vince. He missed a great opportunity to value bet right there. He knows it too right now. He's probably kicking himself, and even though he got lucky and won that pot, he missed out on a value bet on the river, and pros hate to do that.
Yeah, I'm trying to take a gamble with that, trying to make the big play, but it backfires. That's going to annoy him just a little bit. All right, to the next hand we go. Jerry now with a jack 5 of spades, and he quickly folds it.
But look at this. Hoyt and Howe betting $2 million here.
Saying, I don't care anymore after I misplayed that last one. Jonathan with not much, a 9-7 of clubs.
I call.
Wow, he has made the call, Vince, for all his money. $1.2 million with just a 9 high.
One of the most shocking calls I've seen in a long time.
You got the best hand. I was out of bounds on that one.
Unnecessary.
I don't think he wants to take that jet back to Oklahoma real fast. With that call, I just can't believe it.
I'm okay.
Well, Hoyt is ecstatic now to see he's got the best hand with the jack high. And there's Jonathan's wife, Linda. She's in shock.
I'll catch something, one of those two in the window.
That man put in $1.2 million with 9 high.
Not one of your three. I'll catch one of my three.
Well, he can still get lucky. We will see. Huge pot here. We're coming back with the conclusion of his hand in just a moment here on the World Poker Tour. Stay with us. Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. The Southern Poker Championship continues. And right now, a shocking call-off by Jonathan Cantor with just 9-7. Cowboy Hoyt Corkins out in front with jack 6.
Well, it is shocking. Hoyt moved all in out of the small blind with jack 6 offsuit. Jonathan made the call for $1.2 million, all his money with a 9 high. Hoyt in shock. He's got the best hand with the jack high, no longer. It's come ace, queen, 7.
Like he knew it was coming. Jonathan has picked up the 7s, and he's in front of the Cowboy.
Well, his wife can't believe it. She's holding her breath now to see if his hand can hold up. Well, a queen comes off.
Ace.
Hoyt hollering for an ace because that would give him a win as well as a jack.
Five of clubs. 5 of clubs.
Hoyt is getting punchy.
5 of clubs.
Jonathan calling for the 5 of clubs.
Any 5.
All he needs is any card but an ace or a jack. Anything else will win it for him.
The Cowboy gets up from the saddle, stands up to look at the river.
Whoa, Hoyt bucked off the horse here. As the 8 of hearts comes up on the river, Jonathan Cantor has doubled up here.
Wife Linda fainting in front of us. The crowd's celebrating this.
Get up, honey, we're still alive here.
Here's the chip, but a great call.
Oh, look at it. Hoyt cannot keep a straight face. Says great call with a smirk.
I've had nothing.
His dreams of becoming a multiple WPT champion just took a big hit right there. He's trying to get in that club. Daniel Negreanu, Carlos Mortensen, Barry Greenstein, Gus Hansen, and others belong to. But right now, he's got to work to do it.
Here we go for the next one. Hoyt chuckling it up. He folds his hand.
Well, with that hand, Jonathan Cantor is taking the chip lead, Vince. Unbelievable how this chip lead is seesawed back and forth between these 3 players.
120.
This time he's got jack 9. He's going to raise. Makes it 120,000.
Jerry's got him dominated. He's got queen 9. He does make the call, though. Flop comes 10, 8, 6. Both players with a straight draw. Jonathan has an open-in straight draw. He checks, though. Jerry's going to make a bet here with a gut shot straight draw. He just has queen high, but he bets 175,000.
Yep, and Jonathan's not going anywhere. He's making the call. Jonathan open-ended. Jerry with a gut shot. Inside straight draw.
Deuce of diamonds comes off.
Check.
Doesn't help either player. And it goes check, check. So we're going to the river. And 4 diamonds comes off. That also no help to either player.
No one gets there. Who has the guts to bet?
Jonathan is going to make a stab at this pot.
Yeah.
Wow, what a great bet he's making, Vince. He's going to win the pot by making a bet there.
Yeah.
Now, if he just disgustingly checked because he didn't hit his hand there, he lost that pot to the queen high.
He's got hard. He bet 375 and a quick buck by Jerry.
So Jonathan Cantor, our chip leader, trying to take home that title, carry it back to Oklahoma.
Action on this hand to Hoyt. He's got king, queen. He's getting the raising chips out. And putting them in.
He's going to bet 200,000.
Jonathan going to take a breather. Goes away. And now Jerry with a suited connector, 9, 8 of diamonds.
All in.
He says all in with it.
Well, he has gone all in here.
I call.
Does not know Hoyt that well because Hoyt calls in this spot most of the time. He's done it here. And as the cards lie, Hoyt's about a 3-2 favorite to win this pot and eliminate the youngster from the tournament.
The Jerry Bird got being a little confused there on the rail. Jerry's friends from New York.
60-40, isn't it?
Well, the best hand hasn't won yet. Why start now?
Jerry's right about that part. Best hand has not won yet. Let's see if it'll do it now. If so, we'll be down to heads-up play. Here comes the flop. 7-4 deuce.
No club. Red card.
Well, the youngster needs 2 cards to make a straight or to catch a 9 or an 8 to take the lead.
No club.
Let's see if he can do it.
10.
Desperate young man.
10.
I'll take a jack. Ace, that's a good card.
Ace of diamonds comes on the turn, so we are down to the river. Jerry must catch a 9 or an 8, otherwise he'll be our third-place finisher.
This is the guy that was 1 card away with his kings of eliminating Hoyt. Hoyt out-rivered him. Now, can he do the same to him?
Well, 10 of diamonds comes on the river, so that's going to do it from the 24-year-old from Rochester, New York. Jerry Van Strydunk is out in third place.
196,000, but don't forget, he was rivered out. Otherwise, he's a massive chip leader. Got outdrawn by Hoyt Corkins with that ace, and this is how it goes.
Oh, man, third place is pretty good when you start with 208 people, but once you get there, you want to win, for sure.
Yeah, the Biloxi Beauties are coming out now with the cash. Vince, it's all on the line now. It's come down to a WPT champ going for a second title, Hoyt Corkins versus an Oklahoma businessman in Jonathan Cantor.
Okay, the money, the title, the bracelet, it's all on the line. It's coming up with the heads-up action in just a moment. Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. Heads-up action about to begin.
I just have to go out there and be an opportunist. I mean, it's I have to keep my head in the game here and not just get caught up now. Okay, it's heads up and panic.
Having the chip lead coming in heads up, hey, it gives you an advantage, but still it's a lot of gamble.
Which it his mission as he came to this final table was to get down to the heads-up battle. He has done that, and he still has the chip lead, Vince. So he is in great shape to take down his second WPT title tonight. Let's see if he can do it.
He's got to be thrilled. Here we go with the heads-up battle. Action on Hoyt, and he's picked up the atom bombs, pair of aces on the very first hand.
Unbelievable. That will certainly help you take that step toward that second WPT title, Vince. You pick up aces heads up, but he limped in on the button.
Gonna try to play it slow.
And Jonathan says, okay, let's see a flop. Oh, and Jonathan has flopped top pair here. This could spell trouble for him.
Yes, he's gonna check it.
Well, the slow play might have worked, Vince. His opponent has hit some of the flop. Hoyt's bet 75,000. Jonathan looks back at his hand. Hoyt staring him down intently as he watches his opponent make the call. So Hoyt out in front with the 2 aces, 8 of diamonds on the turn. And again, Jonathan checks the top pair. And again, Hoyt's going to reach for chips.
Yep, he's going to bet 225,000, trying to protect the aces.
Raise.
Look at this. Jonathan has check raised. Vince, he believes he's got the best hand with the 2 jacks. You're never going to put Hoyt on 2 aces here because he limped in on the button.
This could get very dangerous here.
650,000 is the bet.
Dangerous for Jonathan.
Well, Vince, the problem is when you don't raise pre-flop, your opponent can have any 2 cards. He could have 5s and 8s. He could have jacks and 5s. He could have a straight. He could have anything. And look at this. Hoyt is laying down the 2 aces, Vince.
What the?
Unbelievable.
I mean, even, yes, you don't know, but you're playing a heads-up action. You got aces.
Oh, look at the wonder cam, Vince. A 10 comes on the river. Hoyt Corkins would have lost that pot had he played it, but, well, as it was, he made the wrong play at the right time.
That is correct. Like he knew it was coming or something, but the blinds are going up to 40 and 80,000, and he's 10,000.
Well, they're about dead even in chips now, but Hoyt could have lost a lot with chips in that last pot.
Jonathan this time with a jack 3, and he's going to raise it. Makes it 175,000. Hoyt with queen 5. A little punchy from that last hand. Going to fold.
How good would Jonathan be feeling if he saw his opponent folded the 2 aces the previous hand? Wow.
Yeah, he thinks the guy went out with an inferior hand. Little does he know what he did. Very interesting.
Action back on Hoyt Corkins. Well, here he looks down at the ace-3 offsuit. Well, here he's getting out raising chips, Vince. The guy wouldn't raise with 2 aces, so he's going to raise with the ace-3 offsuit. 190,000.
Call. And he's going to get a call by Jonathan with queen 8.
Oh, an ace right in the door for Hoyt. That's a nice one for him as it comes ace-10-9.
Jonathan quickly checks.
So Jonathan has a gut shot straight draw and a backdoor diamond flush draw, but Hoyt has the best hand with 2 aces, and he is going to bet 210,000.
Call.
Jonathan's going to gamble, Vince. Going to try to catch that jack, trying to strike lightning. See if he can get it. Nope, 5 of clubs comes off.
Check.
Jonathan has checked here. Now, if you're sitting in Hoyt's seat and you're saying, guy called me on the flop. I don't want to get check raised here. You hate to give a guy a free draw if he has a straight or a flush draw. But that's exactly the case. Hoyt is giving him a free draw to try to catch the jack. Well, the diamond does come off. Now, we know Jonathan doesn't have a diamond flush, but he's going to act like he's got it, Vince. He is reaching for betting chips right here. And he's going to bet 450,000 and put the WPT champ to the test.
Well, Jonathan doesn't have much, but he does have imagination and a lot of guts. And will it pay off? No, not to be. Hoyt's going to call him down.
He's going to win this pot.
I think you made a good call, Hoyt.
And take 1 step closer to capturing that second WPT title. Hoyt Corkins winning the pot with aces up. And Vince, he's moving in the right direction.
Cowboy lassos another. Out in front. Stay with us. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour.
Tonight's episode of the World Poker Tour is brought to you by PlayWPT.com.
We are back in the Deep South for the Southern Poker Championship. Two-handed poker, heads-up action continues.
And right now, Hoyt Corkins with over $4 million in chips. So Hoyt with just about a 2-to-1 chip lead. In great shape to capture that second WPT title. Let's see if he can do it.
Blinds of 40 and 80. Action this time to Jonathan Cantor. King 10 he has.
And he's going to limp in and call on the button. Hoyt has an ace-7.
I'm all in.
I call.
Hoyt is very famous for moving all in with an ace-high in this spot. He got called by the king high. So again, Jonathan up against it here. As the cards lie, Hoyt about a 3-2 favorite again. This time, if he wins the pot, he'll be our champion.
Wow. Jonathan up on his feet. Hoyt gets off his horse. The guys shake hands.
Good luck.
We got a showdown.
No, bad luck to you this time.
Okay, I got you.
You're wishing the same.
Yeah, I want you to lose.
Yeah.
This hand.
I hope you win the next tournament you play in.
Well, I'll tell you, 2 really good guys going at it here, fighting for this title. Hoyt, of course, trying to become a multiple WPT champion. Not many guys have done it. He wants to join that elite club. Can he do it right here, right now?
5 cards to come. Here's the first 3.
Oh, an ace on the flop.
Oh.
Hoyt in great shape to take this title right here.
Not looking good.
His opponent has to catch 2 runners in a row to win this pot. 2 running clubs, 2 running cards to make a straight.
I'm in trouble.
Or 2 running cards that are a combination of a king and a 10.
Aces have been good for Hoyt Corkins so far tonight.
10 of clubs.
Will it continue?
10 of clubs.
Here comes the turn card. Oh, the 8 of clubs comes off.
It's never easy.
Hoyt shaking his head, says it's never easy.
It's never easy.
He knows that if Jonathan catches a club on the river,
Never easy.
he will win this pot and double up.
Oh, the pain.
Just make it black, and we'll figure it out.
That's one way of looking at it. We are going to the river.
Well, can Hoyt Corkins dodge a club to become a 2-time WPT champ?
Title
Yes,
on the line.
5 of hearts comes off. The Alabama Cowboy has done it. And I believe because he came to this final table with the big chip lead, is the reason he's our champion tonight. He had some shaky play in the middle. He went down, and he battled his way back to take this title.
Worst flop imaginable.
Gotta get lucky sometime.
or the WPT.
Congratulations to our champion. For Vince Van Patten and all the folks at the WPT, I'm Mike Sexton saying thanks for watching. And until next time, may all your cards be live and your pots be monsters.
That is unbelievable.
I don't understand what this is for here.
The World Poker Tour. The biggest games, the greatest players, and the largest payouts on the planet. The WPT is a series of international high-stakes poker tournaments that can turn amateur players into millionaires and make professionals into superstars. With millions of dollars on the line, it's time for these 6 players to live the dream of fame, fortune, and the one thing money can't buy, a WPT title. Tonight on the World Poker Tour.
Tonight, we're at the Commerce Casino in Los Angeles, California for one of the marquee events of the year, the LA Poker Classic. Hi everyone, I'm Mike Sexton alongside Vince Van Patten, and this is the WPT.
Oh, and Mike, this tournament has a very rich history, and I'm not just talking about the $1 million paydays and the spectacular final tables. I'm talking about the past champions that have won this event. They are big names. It almost reads like a who's who of the poker world.
Well, that's right, Vince. We've seen the Great Dane Gus Hansen, Antonio the Magician Esfandiari, Michael the Grinder Mizrachi, and even poker sensation Phil Ivey all win WPT titles right here at the Commerce Casino.
That's right, big names, but it hasn't always been a big name. Amateur Eric Hirschler booked a huge win here a few years back. Last season, it was unknown pro Cornel Simpan who won his first of 2 WPT titles right here at the LA Poker Classic. And tonight, one of these players is going to make their mark on the poker world, and we're down to these final 6.
Vince, people may not have heard of these guys, but they show what a truly international game poker is. We've got 2 Americans. We've also got 2 international transplants, as well as 1 Canadian.
Yes, and of course, there's our chip leader, professional player Andres Koroknai from Hungary, who traveled over 6,000 miles to play in this event.
The cash, the title, the WPT Tiffany bracelet, they're all up for grabs. The question is, who's going to be the king of LA tonight?
Oh, the wait is over. Let's go watch the bluffing begin.
So here we go, the final table of the LA Poker Classic about to get underway. We started 5 days ago with 745 players. We are down to these 6 players. The winner tonight is going to take home nearly $1.8 million.
Oh, man, what a whopping prize pool. The biggest first place prize of the season. Andes are going to start at $10,000. Blinds, $30,000 and $60,000. Let's go to the felt. Tree Wing, the venture capitalist, takes a peek at a 9-8. Quickly mucks. Now it's on the young restaurant manager. Raymond Dolan goes out, as does Mike Cameron.
Now we're around to our chip leader, Andres Koroknai from Hungary. He folds.
Yep, and now it's J.C. Musa in the small blind, the tattooed man. He has raised it, made it $170,000 to go. And the one to beat is Gavor Kasabian with a 7-5 of diamonds. He's going to make this call.
Here comes the flop, Jack 7-3. Action on JC, he quickly checks. Gavork has second pair, he's got a pair of 7s. He's gonna bet $150,000.
And JC goes out.
So there you go.
Gavor Kasabian, a poker professional for over 30 years. He's only 46 years old.
Good for you.
Takes down our first pot here tonight.
Well, he plays local small tournaments right here around LA. He's done very well in those. He's stepping up to the big leagues tonight.
Yes, he is. The quick fold by Raymond Dolan.
Mike Cameron out as well.
And here comes Koroknai. He's got ace-5 of clubs. He's from Hungary, came out here with his buddies right there. They stayed at the beach for a month. They said, let's party, let's play some poker in Los Angeles. Maybe we'll get lucky. Little did he know.
What a story it is, no doubt about it. Got in this tournament on a $1,000 satellite.
He's made it $150,000 to go. J.C. Musa out. Let's see what Dr. Gavork does here. He has a 4-5 junk hand. Goes out. So the only one to beat is Tree Wing. He's got a queen 10. Venture capitalist, not a professional player. He's making this call.
This Tree's first WPT event ever. Flop comes 5-4-3 with 2 spades, so Andras has flopped top pair and top kicker.
Quick check by Tree. And now Andres with the pair of 5s is going to bet $185,000. into Mr. Wing.
Well, Tree is staring him down here. Now he has absolutely nothing, so all he can be contemplating is possibly making some type of move on the guy.
Good poker face, though.
Opts to fold. So we've got an international flair at this final table tonight. Our chip leader, Andres, taking down that pot to increase his chip lead.
Did you already start bluffing me? No.
He has 6 players remaining, going after close to 1.8 million here tonight at the Commerce Casino. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action in just a moment.
Last year at Bet 101, I went out at 7th place. It's just so brutal, and it's really disappointing. Every morning I was thinking about that hand for like 6 months. I was like, oh my God. But I knew I was gonna make it again. You know, I fought hard, I never gave up.
From Los Angeles, California, Michael Cameron.
I guess my hard work paid off.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. That's the heart of Michael Cameron. What a player he is.
Well, Vance, you heard him say he had nightmares for 6 months after getting knocked out on the bubble. He made it to the final table tonight. Let's see what he can do from here.
Well, Mike, he's on an extreme short stack right now. Looks down at a Jack 3, quickly folds that.
Over to our chip leader, Andras.
Goes out, JC Musa, the cash player, also folding. So now it's around to Gavor Kasabian. He's got just a 3-2 from Hollywood, California.
Yeah, moved to the U.S. 22 years ago.
Make it reasonable. Thank you.
Bucks his hands, so battle of the blinds. Tree Wing now, looking at a 6-4.
130.
Yeah.
Makes it 130,000 to go. But oh, that play is not going to work, as Raymond Dolan has picked up 2 bullets in the big blind. Just what you dream about.
Raise.
Youngest of 10 kids. What an exciting moment to pick up aces right now.
275.
I was just joking. You win.
No, he can't get the action he wanted, though, as Wing folds. So nicely done by the 23-year-old Raymond Dolan, brother of Tim Fan.
Well, Tim Fan, one of the great poker players in the world. He's made 2 WPT final tables. He's here sweating his little brother in tonight.
Everybody who plays wants to be the one playing, but you know, there's a different level of like excitement when it's one of your brothers in there. You know, he works hard. I mean, that's why he's got that good determination in playing. He's a good kid, and hopefully it'll all pan out.
Well, he's a good kid, and Tim's a good big brother, Vince, because he staked him in this tournament.
I love family. JC Musa on this hand, quickly folding.
Man. Give your brother a call, Benny. Maybe he'll put you in next week.
Dr. Gavor going out. And now the venture capitalist Tree looks down to the awful-looking 8-3. But what is he up to here, Mike?
140.
Well, this amateur player is taking the bull by the horns here. He raised last time with a 6-4 offsuit. Now he's raising with an 8-3 offsuit.
Makes it 140. Quick fold by Raymond. Mike Cameron also out.
And to make a raise like that with this garbage hand against the chip leader in the big blind takes a lot of moxie.
And can he get the Hungarian Beach Boy out? Yes, he does. So nicely done by Tree Wing, the venture capitalist. Mike, I got to ask you, what is a venture capitalist?
Well, that's a guy that raises money to invest in business ventures, and he hopefully makes money for his partners.
I'm going to start saying I'm one of those guys. Who knows the difference? Right now, in this next hand, Mike Cameron has gone all in on the short stack with just a 10-7 of diamonds.
Well, Vance, he's got to make a move here before long. At least he feels like he does. Give himself a shot here, so he's just making a move while he's got enough chips where perhaps he can scare everybody out.
Korokny out, JC Musa also out. Into Dr. Kavork, who has a pretty big ace-jack. By the way, he's not really a doctor. I just like saying that.
Mike Cameron right now is just saying, please go away. Let me just have the blinds and antes. I don't really want to have to get real lucky here to stay alive.
Call.
Well, he's made the call. Tree Wing now with a King-10. He's out, as is Raymond Dolan.
So here we go. Mike Cameron's tournament life could be over here. He talked about finishing 7th at the Bay 101 tournament. He could finish 6th here at the LA Poker Classic unless he gets lucky here.
He's just taking a shot. He's on the short stack. Put it in, but he's up against a big hand, ace-jack.
There comes the flop. Let's come 8-9-5. So an open-end straight draw for Mike Cameron. He can now win the pot with a jack or a 6. He'll take the lead. with a 10 or a 7. And a 7 comes right off on the turn. Now, Jack won't help Gavork anymore. He must catch an ace or a 10 to win this pot. That's all he can win with, an ace or a 10. See if he can do it. An ace on the river. Wow. Unbelievable. Oh. Well, heartbreak for Mike Cameron. Caught a dream card on the turn to take the lead. The opponent had to catch an ace or a 10 on the river, and he had a 10. So that's going to do it. From the Poker Pro out of LA, Mike Cameron going to be out tonight in 6th place.
Going to take home $246,000.
I had to make a stand and got unlucky on the river. What can I say?
His hopes were up. He had the dream alive. Sucked out on the river. Stay tuned. We have 5 players remaining here at the Commerce Casino, and we're coming back for more action on the World Poker Tour.
Satellite is a way to win your way into a bigger event. We have satellites here at the Commerce that range from as little as $40 up to a $1,000 satellite. Our satellite program here worked out so well that we ended up with about 180 players winning their way in for as little as $40. Only one of our players at the final table bought in for the full $10,000. So these guys are playing for $1.8 million for far less than $10,000. So we had Johnny Chan, we had Annie Duke, Daniel Negreanu, those guys going very deep in this tournament. They're not at this final table. The guys that won the satellites are. So, you know, that's an exciting thing for us here at the Commerce.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. That is right, play a satellite, an educated guess at a lottery.
And 4 out of these 5 remaining players got in this tournament by winning a $1,000 satellite. Only Raymond Dolan bought in for the $10,000. It was actually his brother Tim Fan that bought him in.
Going after close to $1.8 million. Let's go to the felt. J.C. Musa with a quick fold. And now Gavork Kasabian, the local pro out of Hollywood, California, also folding.
It's over to Tree. He looks down at ace-10. He's on the button. Obviously, this hand figures to be favorite against the 2 blind hands.
130.
And he's going to make it 130,000 to go.
Into the restaurateur, he goes out, and now Andres looking down at an ace-7.
He's got the ace-7 offsuit. He's got the big chip lead.
Raise.
And he is going to raise it, Vince.
Yep.
He is not calling with the ace-7 offsuit. He is coming right over the top. Going to raise it another 230,000 more.
That is right. The Hungarian beach boy putting the pressure on Tree Wing.
And I can tell you, folks, if you're sitting in Tree seat right now, you're thinking, this ace-10 doesn't look so big anymore, especially when you're going up against the chip leader who could bust you out of this tournament if you opt to play this hand and lose it. It's just too much pressure against the chip leader. Tree opts to lay his hand down. And what a nice play by the Hungarian there.
With his buddies at Redondo Beach, California, renting the beach house.
I actually folded a real hand there.
What a story this is.
It is.
And he got in this tournament by winning a $1,000 satellite. That would be able to buy that beach house if he wins this tournament.
Well, he's very aggressive, but back to this hand. Raymond Dolan quickly folds. And back to the Hungarian, who just has a 7-4, also going away.
Over to J.C. Musa. Well, he looks down at ace-9 on the button, so he's in position. It's a hand that most pros would raise with, certainly, in this situation. J.C. doing just that. Makes it 135,000 to go.
Gavork will lay down his hand, and now Tree Wing picking up the sometimes ominous ace-queen.
My hand's so big, I have no idea how much to raise. Hold on. Let me figure it out. 375.
Well, he's going to make it 375,000 to go. And usually when people have big hands, they don't make that kind of speech.
Well, this could spell a little trouble here for the cash game pro J.C. Musa.
Well, the big question is, does J.C. believe him or not? We've seen how aggressive that Tree has been so far at this final table, just raising on junk all the time, and he doesn't believe him, Vince. He's moved all in on him.
Yep, he's short stacked. He's going to push.
I need some help here, buddy.
And Wing is going to make him talk.
Show me your hand. I'll tell you. Pretty honest guy.
Well, Vince Tree laid his hand down a minute ago when the chip leader came over the top of him. Now it's the short stack that's come over the top of him.
It's good karma. I raised to show you had a big hand.
And then I re-raised it to show you that I had a bigger hand.
Yeah, but you lie a lot.
Oh, it's coming back to bite me.
JC Musa would like to see wing his cards right into the muck.
I think we're coin flipping here.
Maybe.
Never been so wrong. You're way out in front.
Tree's going to make the call, and this could spell doom for JC Musa here.
What took you so long?
Big difference in prize money between 5th place and 1st, over $1.4 million. So a lot on the line right now for JC Musa.
Flop comes up 10-6 deuce. No help for JC Musa.
JC's going to have to catch a 9 to take the lead. 2 running cards to make it straight.
Here comes the turn card.
Well, King of Hearts. Now that eliminates one of the outs for JC there. The 9 of Hearts will not win the pot for him now. So he's got to catch one of the other 2 9s. Otherwise, he's going to be out in 5th place.
Going down to the river. Can JC get
5
lucky?
of Hearts. So Tree has made a heart flush. He is going to win this pot.
So no luck for the cash game player, JC Musa, out in 5th place, picking up $321,000. Guess he can afford to get that other arm inked up.
I thought I actually had the best hand when he took so long to call that I saw his hand.
We are down to 4 players at the LA Poker Classic. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour.
My strategy is I just want to go in there and play my game. I'm trying to minimize my mistakes and try to take some chips here and there. And you just got to play your best game and put on your game face and do your thing.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. We are down to 4 players. The winner tonight is going to take home $1.8 million.
Boy, big money, and they are playing fast. They're gambling here at the Commerce Casino. Let's go to the table.
Well, there you can see our chip leader is the Hungarian Andras Koroknai. He's got $5.3 million in chips. The venture capitalist from Canada, Tree Huing, in 2nd place with $3.5 million. Raymond Dolman in 3rd place, $3.3 million. And in 4th place, Gavork Kazabian, $2.6 million.
All right, to the action we go. Andras Koroknai now with a pair of 9s, first to act. He's going to raise it, makes it $150,000 to go. Into Dr. Gavork, who quickly folds. The wingman with a King 6. Also going out.
Well, now Raymond Dolan looks down at Ace Queen out of the big blind. Pretty big hand in a 4-handed poker game.
All right.
Well, he announces raise.
There's Raymond's brothers. Famous Tim Fan.
One of the truly great all-around poker players in the world.
Well, Dolan's going up. He's going to make it $325,000 back into the Hungarian Beach Boy.
Cool.
Well, he's been called. So over $700,000 in the pot right now. And the flop is Queen 3 deuce, a dream flop right there for Raymond Dolan as he's flopped top pair with top kicker.
And he's first to act. And he's putting the chips out there. $385,000.
Now, if you're sitting in Andras' seat, you're saying to yourself, is this guy just making a continuation bet? I'm going to call him with my 2 9s and find out.
Got to keep him honest. Here comes the turn card. This could get expensive.
Well, now the board pairs deuces. Action back on Raymond. Well, he is reaching for more chips, and you can't blame him.
Yeah, an additional, looks like $550.
Now, once again, you're sitting in Andres' seat, and you're saying, does this guy really have my 2 9s beat? Does he have a flush draw?
He's not going anywhere. He's making this call.
Is he just making another move? Does he think I have a flush draw? Well, now an ace comes off. So Raymond now has the top 2 pair. And even though his hand's improved, I'm not sure the value of his hand has improved because his opponent might fear he's got an ace high in his hand.
Yep, he's going to put out heavy money. $880,000. The manager of the family restaurant, Raymond Dolan. By the way, the restaurant, the name of it is Com Tom Pham Cow Rays.
Just say a Vietnamese restaurant, please.
Okay.
Meantime, all Andras can beat right now after a third bet by Raymond is just a stone cold bluff. Now, do you want to gamble another $880,000 if the guy's just bluffing you? He's got to be thinking to himself, would the guy really fire on the flop, fire on the turn, and fire on the river if he had nothing? He lays down the 2 nines, a good laydown finally by Andras, but it took him a while to get there. And there you see Tim Fan and the brothers all cheering for their man. The youngest of 10 brothers and sisters, Raymond Dolan, takes down that pot. Yeah. Well, Vince, we have come down to crunch time in this tournament. I'm talking about crunch time because it's big money now for all these guys. The next guy gets $450,000. Runner-up gets over $1 million. Winner gets nearly $1.8 million. We are talking about mega bucks now, folks.
Well, this tournament's going to make 2 new WPT Poker-made millionaires tonight.
That's for sure.
Let's go back to the felt. Right back on Raymond. Things are going his way. Quickly folds. But the Hungarian beach boy, Andras Koroknai, stares down at an ace-jack. Gonna try to shake off that last hand.
Just got burned a minute ago with 2 nines.
But he's going to stick out the chips, makes it $145,000. Into Dr. Gavork. He's not a doctor, I just like saying that. He's got a king 8 of spades.
Well, Vince, what's happened is he's just sitting back, and these guys seemingly are playing every pot, raising almost every pot. And he's finally going to make a stand here with the king 8 of spades. Yeah. He's going to call him.
And now Tree Wing with just a queen 3 of diamonds. Look at this. He's going to try to steal this.
Well, he's putting on what we call a squeeze play. One guy raises, the next guy calls. Now he's going to come over the top.
He makes it $500,000 to go. Back on the Hungarian. Andras considering this.
All in.
Wow, he has gone all in with an ace-jack.
Dr. Gabor quickly folding.
Vince, he's gone all in against a guy that's got $3.3 million in chips.
Oh, don't worry. I fold.
Tree Wing, sickened by that, says he has to fold.
Well, Vince, what action we're seeing here at the Commerce tonight.
The tree was chopped down right there. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more exciting action here on the World Poker Tour.
Tonight's episode of the World Poker Tour is brought to you by PlayWPT.com.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour with the LA Poker Classic, where 4 players remain, and the blinds are going up to 40 and 80,000.
Current chip leader is Raymond Dolan with over $5 million in chips. What's astonishing to me, that as much prize money is at stake here for these guys, they are not holding back. They are all really gambling it up here right now.
All right, to the pit we go. Dr. Gavor quickly folding his hand. Tree Wing now with just a 10 deuce, but he does not care. He's going to bump it up.
Oh, Vince, I'm astonished how aggressive Tree has been here. He's the amateur at the table, venture capitalist, but he is playing boldly here at this final table tonight.
Makes it 160, and right behind him, restaurant manager Raymond going out.
Over to Andras. He just has a 7-5 offsuit, but the raise was just the minimum raise from the 80,000 big blind to 160,000, so with 320,000 in there, Andras feels like he's getting a good price to make the call for 80,000 more. And the flop comes Jack 10-6, all diamonds.
Tree Wing gets a piece of that pair of 10s. The Hungarian checks first.
Tree checks also with 2 10s and a flush draw.
4 spades on the turn.
Now Andras has an open-in straight draw and a bigger flush draw.
And he's coming out to bet. 235.
Now if you're Tree, you're saying, well, I've got a pair of 10s here, but in case that's no good, I've also got a flush draw.
Well, he's called it. We're going down to the river.
Sometimes you don't know what to wish for in the river. A diamond is not it right now.
They both hit their flushes.
Andras, believe it or not, has the biggest flush with the 5 of diamonds.
But he's going to check it. Wing, no shenanigans, checks as well.
And flush.
And a wise check by Tree. Andras Koroknai is going to take it down.
To the delight of the Hungarian Beach Boys. Came out from Hungary, rented a beach house in Redondo Beach, California, and they've been partying ever since.
These guys came to town for a vacation, decided to play a little poker at the Commerce, played a satellite, got in, could take down this tournament.
Okay, next hand, Raymond Dolan. with a 9-7. The restaurant manager, only 23 years old. By the way, how do you become the manager if you have 9 brothers and sisters? Wouldn't you be doing the dishes instead?
Well, that's what you were doing at 14 and 15 and 16. Now you've been there a long time, so you move up to manager.
All right, well, he likes his hand here a little bit. He's going to raise with a 9-7. Makes it 200,000. Right behind him, Andres with a king-jack, though.
Yep, he's got Kojak.
And he's going to stick out more chips. Makes it 550,000. Dr. Gavork going out.
Doesn't just call with the king-jack. Comes right over the top with it for another 350,000.
Raymond calls.
He wants to see a flop. He's in position on the guy. He's got more chips than the guy. So let's see if he can get lucky on the flop. Here it comes. What's come? Ace, Jack, 7 with 2 spades. So Andras has flopped second pair.
And he's first to act. And he's going to get aggressive. He's going to put more chips out there. 675,000. Just like that.
Well, Raymond's got bottom pair. He's also got a backdoor flush and a backdoor straight draw, but right now just has 2 sevens. His brother Tim sitting there saying, be careful here, be careful.
Yeah, this is a good muck. He gets away.
But what aggression we're seeing by Andras. He said he believes in aggressive play like all the good European players, and that's his style.
Well, he's now the chip leader again. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour. Stay with us.
I think poker is very, very similar to business. In business, when you start up, you want to build a company, you have to have a plan. Just like in poker, when you get dealt 2 cards, you really should come up with a plan of how to play the hand. When I'm playing poker, everything I do, it's pure strategy. From my point of view, I'm trying to think, how do I get their money? In business, I'm trying to think, well, how do I build and how do I get money?
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. How do I get the money? Venture capitalist, Ponzi scam, it's all the same to me. What is he talking about?
Well, Vance, his plan is very simple. Just keep firing at the pot. That's his plan. He's got no other plan that I've seen, but give him credit for that. He is not afraid to put his chips out there.
He's a tough player. Back to the felt we go. Andras with a quick fold. And now Dr. Gavork with a king-jack with the button. He's going to raise.
He's going to be feeling left out of the action here so far.
Yeah,
he's finally going to get in it and raise with a king-jack.
Makes it 175 to go.
He looks down at a nonchalant 6-deuce.
500.
But he's going to come over the top, make it 500,000 to go. This guy is unbelievable.
He really is. Raymond Dolan going out, so it's back on Dr. Gavork.
I bet you can just see the frustration in his face. His face is actually turning red here out of aggravation. The way these guys are gambling it up here at this final table. He's going to make the call and look at a flop, though.
King-jack versus 6-deuce. Here we go.
Here comes a flop. Well, it's 9-5 deuce with 2 diamonds, so Tria's flop bottom pair here.
No luck for Dr. Gavork. And Tria's first to act.
Well, you re-raise with a 6-deuce. You hit bottom pair. What do you do now?
How much do you have left, George?
I don't think you put your opponent on a big pair here because he didn't raise you back before the flop. So maybe you just put him on 2 big cards like he's got.
There's Dr. Gavork's family in the audience. He's a local, tough professional.
All in.
But Tria's got to go all in with this.
This is unbelievable.
Oh.
Just a great bet here by Tree. No way he can get called by Gavork. And the aggravation and frustration continues for Gavork at this final table.
Oh, boy. He's finally going to muck his hand. It's like Dr. Gavork would just like to exterminate himself here. Just can't make anything happen.
Okay.
Big hand, man. Big hand. I was just afraid you might suck
Vance,
around.
what about this venture capitalist from Canada? This guy is an amateur player, got in this tournament on a $1,000 satellite. The venture capitalist he's risked for this tournament is going to prove to be very worthwhile wherever he finishes.
Back to Raymond Dolan's hand. This time he's going to squeeze a 10-7. He elects to fold. And now the Hungarian beach boy, Andras with a king-10.
Well, Another guy that's a very aggressive player. And he's going to fire it up here. Makes it 180,000 to go. Vork wings his cards back into the muck.
And now Mr. Wing with a Jack 9.
Does he know that you're allowed to fold? You know?
He's impressive.
He has just come to play.
No, he doesn't know that concept. He's called it. Let's see if he gets lucky. Flop is 9-7-4, all hearts. Tree Wing with the 9s. Tree checked it. And now Andres with nothing hitting there. He's going to make the continuation bet, 285.
Well, Vince Tree's got the kind of hand that most people are just going to check raise right here with this hand. You've got top pair and a flush draw.
But no, he's just going to call it.
And now the deuce of hearts comes off. So he has
Another
the
heart.
best hand with the flush. Has his opponent drawing dead, but I'm sure he doesn't know that. See what he's going to do here with the jack high flush. He's going to check.
Now the Hungarian gets none of that, but he's riffling chips. Does he dare?
Well, the ever aggressive Hungarian looks like he's going to fire again, Vince.
Oh,
well, he's fired shell number 2 here. Bluffing this pot, 480,000 this time.
just hoping against hope that Wing has no heart and will disappear into the night.
Now you might be saying, well, there's only 3 cards can beat him, the ace, king, or queen of hearts, but if you're sitting there with a jack high flush, you're saying, what else could this guy be betting but a big heart?
480.
480.
He's either bluffing or he's got me dead.
He's making this call.
Well, what a great call by Tree here. Just reading Andrus as a bluffer. And now the queen of diamonds comes off. So nothing has changed. Tree has the best hand with the jack high flush, but let's see what's going to happen on this street.
And Tree is going to check again. And say it ain't so.
Unbelievable.
He's going to load up again.
The European is going for another load of chips, it looks like. He's going to fire a 3rd shell at this pot on a bluff. Forget the shell, it's artillery here, over $1 million bet.
This incredible heart by Andres, the Hungarian. But this is not an easy call by Tree. What will he do?
Very tough call to make, Vince. More than half the chips he's got left.
Call.
And he is going to make the
He's
call.
gonna do it.
Well, Andres had just folded his hand as soon as he said call. Talk about Hart making the bet. What about Hart making the call with the jack high flush?
I don't have to show, right?
Tree says, do I have to show mine?
The guy mucked his cards. The answer is no.
But that is the call of the night. So well done by Tree Wing. To Tree or not to Tree, he has the answer. Big pot for Tree. 4 players remain here on the World Poker Tour, and we're coming back for more. Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. We're at the Commerce Casino for the LA Poker Classic. 4 players remain.
Vince, let's talk a little bit about the Commerce Casino, the world's largest poker room. And here they have not only magnificent tournaments, but downstairs as wide a variety of cash games as you're going to find anywhere in the world.
Biggest and the best. A lot of fun here. But right now, the guys that are having fun are guys that are going after the millions here tonight. Let's go back down to the table, see what happens next.
Well, 2 of these 4 players will become poker-made millionaires tonight. The winner taking home nearly $1.8 million. The runner-up getting also over $1 million.
Action on the 23-year-old Raymond Dolan. Peeks down at a Jack 9.
Well, he's under the gun, meaning he's first to speak. Just has a Jack 9 offsuit, but looks like he's going to play this hand, Vince. Indeed he is. Comes out betting $200,000.
Into the Hungarian, who quickly folds his hand, and now Dr. Vork with a King 10 of spades.
Well, he's just seeing these guys raise all the time, so he's finally going to make a stand and see a flop here with the King 10 of spades.
Doesn't raise. Let's face it, the man's tighter than the back seat of a Yugo.
And Tree, amazingly, goes out. One of the rare times. And flop comes queen, 4 deuce with 2 diamonds. No help to either player.
Check.
Vork checks. It looks like Raymond's going to make the continuation bet. $220,000.
Oh, boy.
That's going to get the job done, most likely. You can just see the frustration on Gavork's face here.
Can't make anything happen. We're all picking on him, and he goes out.
Yep, right now he's got to feel like a pinata, Vince. The way they're all hitting on him all the time here, looks like. But there's a case where the guy that's leading out and doing the betting has the advantage, because most likely your opponent's not going to hit the flop. When he doesn't hit it, if you bet, tough for him to call. That was the case right there.
All right, the venture capitalist going out on this hand. And now Raymond also folding. And Andres looks down to a queen jack.
All in.
Well, he's going all in.
Oh, wow.
More frustration for Gavork. Not only does he not pick up a hand, his opponents are moving in on him now. Of course, there is no defense against the all-in bet. You have to have a hand to play against it. Doesn't matter who you are.
Right out of the gate, Andres now, the Hungarian, picking up a pair of sevens.
He's got the two walking sticks, as we say. There's the Hungarian beach club, as you like to call them.
And Andres has raised to 180. Dr. Gavork out.
The tree wing has picked up a pair of fives. I better be a little careful here. He's been very, very aggressive so far, and usually aggressive with very bad hands. Here he's got a pair, but just opts to call.
Into Raymond. Just got a jack 8.
Raymond might feel like he's priced in right now. Going to cost him $100,000 to call, but there's $480,000 in the pot. So he's getting a good price to call. He does so, and we have three-way action.
Yep. The kid's going to speculate, and it's going to pay off. He hit a pair of 8s right there.
Yep, it's come 8, 6, 3. Action is on tree right now. He's going to check his 2 5s.
Raymond also checking.
Well, he's checking to the ever-aggressive Hungarian. But if I was sitting in Andres' seat right now and had a pair of 7s and my opponent's checked me with this board, I would bet. You think 2 7s are probably the best hand here, the way the betting's gone.
Well, he's betting $300,000. Now Tree wing with the pair of 5s.
Well, tough decision for Tree. He's seen this guy bluff time and time again. Is he just making a continuation bet? Well, perhaps because there's 3 players in the pot, he's going to get away from his hand, and a good laydown by Tree there.
There's Raymond's family, Tim Fan and brother.
A raise.
And he's going to raise. Do what your bro said to do.
Well, he's flop top pair, so he's just check raising here.
Trap your man. You got your 8s. And he's going to put it up to $750,000 to go. That's one cold bowl of goulash, if you ask me, for the Hungarian.
Well, Vince, you just don't know if you're sitting there with 2 7s. You say to yourself, what did the guy really call a raise before the flop with just an 8 in his hand?
He likes to protect his mid pairs, doesn't trust anyone, this Hungarian. He's going to make the call.
Well, deuce of clubs comes off. Action back on Raymond. He's going to check. And Andres checks right behind him. Now a queen comes off. Again, no help to either player. Raymond checks the 2 8s.
8.
Andres checks right behind him, and Raymond Dolan is going to take this pot down.
23-year-old's getting closer to taking home $1.8 million. Will he do it? We're coming back with more action here on the World Poker Tour. Stay with us.
Tonight's episode of the World Poker Tour is brought to you by PlayWPT.com.
Welcome back to the Commerce Casino in Los Angeles. I'm Vince Van Patten with Mike Sexton. 4 players remain.
And Vince, what a final table we've seen here at the LA Poker Classic. Just terrific action, a lot of bluffing, a lot of maneuvering. 4 players left.
As you can see, Raymond Dolan now our chip leader with $6.2 million in chips. The blinds are going up to 50 and 100,000, Mike.
Well, Raymond, the youngest player at the table, his brother Tim Fan staked him in this event, and here he is with 4 players left as our chip leader.
To the action we go. Gavork quickly folding, and Tree wing, ever aggressive with just 10-9. Just going to call this time. Now it's on the young restaurant manager, Raymond Dolan. He's got a king 10. youngest of 10 children. He's our chip leader, and he just calls as well. And Andres with a 6-5 of clubs.
Well, Andres has the suited connectors. He's in the big blind. Nobody raised it yet, so he says, okay, let's have a flop. Again, we have three-way action. Flop comes queen, 6 deuce.
Andres getting a piece of that with the 6s.
Now, action's on Raymond, he checks.
Andres not going to bet his 6s, and Tree content to see the turn card. It's a deuce of spades, pairs the board.
So Andres still out in front with 2 pairs, 6s and deuces.
Raymond Dolan, though, with nothing, going to bet.
Raymond's got the king high.
175,000.
And he's quickly called by Andres. Tree is going to get out of their way.
Down to the river we go. Oh,
well,
boy.
Another 6 comes off.
Perfect card for Andres. Hits full house. 6 is full. Raymond checks to him.
Well, certainly he's going to bet 6 is full.
Yeah, 375,000.
Now, Vince, if you're sitting in Raymond's seat, you're saying, you know, the guy didn't bet on the flop of the queen. He's so aggressive. He would have bet a pair, wouldn't he, on the flop if he'd have had one.
What are you trying to say? You should make this call?
I'm trying to say that even though he just has a king high here, I could see where he could think it'd be the best hand.
He'd like to be a hero, make his brother proud, but this time he's made this call. It's a bad one.
Unfortunately for him, the Hungarian at 6 is full and is going to take down this pot.
A little revenge there for Andres. He needed that.
Well, because this guy is so aggressive, Vince, you make calls like that. You know, aggressive players, as you know, get paid off a lot more in the river when they bet than tight players do.
All right, Raymond smarting a little bit, folds his hand. And now back on Andres. He quickly folds as well. Now Dr. Gavork with an ace-10.
All right.
Going all in with the short stack. Only one to beat is Tree Wing. Tree has an ace-7 of clubs.
How much?
You know this guy's the tightest player at the table, Vince, but still, he's liable to make this move with king queen or king jack suited.
That's a pretty big bet.
You have a good hand.
You have a good hand?
Yes.
I have a pretty decent hand too.
Dr. Gavork trying to be honest, saying I have a very good hand.
Well, Tree always likes to ask him what they have. There's a lot of table talk.
If you double me up, best.
I don't want to double you up is the problem. Call.
Wow, he's made the call.
Just after he made the speech, he didn't want to double him up. He makes the call, and most likely will double him up. As Gavork well out in front with the ace-10 against the ace-7.
10.
Gavork loving this.
Well, Vince, as bad as everything's gone for Gavork so far at this final table, all that could be amended right here if he doubles up. Well, the flop comes king 6-4 with 2 clubs, and Gavork is frowning because his opponent now has an ace-high flush draw and a backdoor straight draw.
Yes, he has. The doctor has to sweat out 2 cards to double up. Tree Wing with a good flop. Here comes the turn card.
Well, the 3 of spades comes off. Now this gives Tree more outs. He now has a straight draw as well. He can win the pot with a 5, a 7, or a club.
Going to the river, and Dr. Gavork, making his first real killing of the evening, takes down that pot.
Well, for all the pain and misery he's been through, one all-in double-up makes up for it all, Vince. So Gavork sits back down. We still have 4 players left in contention for the nearly $1.8 million first-place prize and that coveted WPT title.
Well, with that hand, I am sorry to say, but we're out of time here at the Commerce Casino. Please join us next time for the exciting conclusion of the LA Poker Classic.
For Vince Van Patten and everyone at the World Poker Tour, I'm Mike Sexton saying thanks for watching. And until next time, may all your cards be live and your pots be monsters. I don't understand what this is for here.
The World Poker Tour. The biggest games, the greatest players, and the largest payouts on the planet. The WPT is a series of international high-stakes poker tournaments that can turn amateur players into millionaires and make professionals into superstars. With millions of dollars on the line, it's time for these 4 players to live the dream of fame, fortune, and the one thing money can't buy, a WPT title. Tonight on the World Poker Tour.
Tonight, we are back at the Commerce Casino in Los Angeles, California for the exciting conclusion of the final table of one of poker's biggest events, the LA Poker Classic. Hi everyone, I'm Mike Sexton alongside Vince Van Patten, and this is the WPT.
Oh, and Mike, we are in Los Angeles, my hometown, the City of Angels, they call it. But for some of these players, I gotta tell you, it has not been a heavenly ride so far, you can see.
When play at the final table began, the short stack Mike Cameron was knocked out on a brutal beat when an ace hit on the river. Then it was cash game pro J.C. Musa, whose hopes were dashed as he was the next to hit the rail.
And just when it looked like we would lose a third player, Armenian Govor Kasabian survived and doubled up, leaving 4 players still in the hunt to become the king of LA and the life-changing money that goes along with it.
Only one player will leave here tonight with the nearly $1.8 million first place prize and a coveted WPT title.
Okay, the stakes are high, the cards are ready to be dealt, so let's go watch the bluffing begin.
Okay, we started 5 days ago with 745 players. We are now down to these 4.
The ante's 10,000, blinds 50 and 100,000, and right now it's 23-year-old restaurant manager Raymond Dolan. He's our chip leader with 5.4 million in chips.
In second place is a venture capitalist out of Canada, Tri Huing. He's sitting on about 3.7 million. In third place, a professional poker player out of Hungary, Andres Karoknai. He's got nearly 3 million in chips. And in fourth place, local poker pro Gavork Kasabian with about 2.8 million.
To the action we go. Tree Wing, first to act, he looks down at a pair of kings, just like that.
And Vince, he's been far and away the most aggressive player at this final table, even though Andres has been aggressive as well.
250.
This time he's got the real deal. He's got 2 kings. He's going to raise it and make it 250,000 to go.
Into Raymond, whose brother is poker pro Tim Fan. Very tough. He has a pair of 5s here.
Well, you always like to see a flop with a pair in case you flop those coveted trips. So he does make the call.
Next to act, Andres Karoknai. He's got ace-jack. Came here on a lark with his friends from Hungary to spend some time at the beach and play at the Commerce Casino. Little did he know he'd be going after 1.8 million.
Hold in.
Wow.
He's going all in right here. The fork goes out.
I'm all in.
Tree Wing says all in.
And Raymond folds his hand. So Tree has 2 kings. Andres has ace-jack. Tree has him covered. The Hungarian could be out unless he gets lucky here, Vince.
What a showdown we're seeing.
Well, the Hungarian looking for a bullet.
Here comes the flop.
Ace, one time. Ace.
That is a king out of 10. Wow, what drama. But it's not over yet. Andres can still win this pot if a queen comes off. If it comes 2 running spades, or if the board pairs aces and another card.
Wow.
Tree flops 3 kings, but is not out of jail. Andres looking for a queen to make Broadway, and ace-high straight, and he hits it. Oh my God! Can you believe that?
No.
Now, Tree must get a pair on the board, otherwise Andres is going to double up here. Unbelievable. A jack would give him a split pot. He needs an ace, king, 10, or queen to win the pot. Andres out front with 1 card to go. Here it comes.
On! On! One time, on!
Wow! The 3 of spades comes off. The Hungarian gets very lucky there to take down that pot.
Just incredible. He has come back with a big suck out, and right now he's our new chip waiter. The Hungarian Andres making goulash out of the tree. 4 players remain going after 1.8 million. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action here on the World Poker Tour. Welcome back to the WPT. We're at the Commerce Casino for the LA Poker Classic. And what action we've seen so far.
Well, that's right, Vince. On the last hand,
All in. I'm all in.
all the money got in pre-flop. When the flop was dealt, Andres saw that an ace hit, but quickly realized that Tree hit a set of kings. The Hungarian's only hope was then to hit a queen to make a Broadway, the ace-high straight. Tree took the beat as well as he could, while the Hungarians celebrated their man's victory.
And we've still got 4 players left fighting it out for a WPT title and close to 1.8 million.
With 4 players left, average chips would be 25% each. Andres has 42% of the chips. On the flip side, after that tough beat, Tree Wing is down to less than 5% of the chips, Vince.
All right, the 23-year-old first to act, Raymond Dolan, has a pretty good ace-10 here.
And the crowd's still catching their breath over the drama of that last pot.
Raymond makes it 225,000 to go. Andres also with an ace-10.
But it just hit lightning in the last pot to double up to win a huge pot.
Raise.
And he's going to re-raise, it looks like.
Got in this tournament on a $1,000 satellite, as 3 out of these 4 remaining players did. He's going to keep the pedal to the metal, no doubt about it.
600,000. Dr. Kervork going out. Not really a doctor. I just love saying that, Mike.
Well, Tree Wing can't say anything right now.
I'm all in.
Wow.
He says he's all in here.
Okay, short stack. He has ace-queen, and he has pushed.
Well, Raymond goes out.
And Andres is going to call it.
So once again, Tree has the best hand. The last time he got burned with 2 kings. This time he has ace-queen against ace-10. Over 1.8 million in this pot. And Tree's tournament life on the line here.
Let's take a look at the flop.
Well, flop comes Jack 5 deuce. So far, so good for Tree. Ace-queen out in front. Andres looking for a 10. Well, the queen comes off, but it's not over. Andres can catch the same hand he made a minute ago, a Broadway, an ace-high straight, and knock Tree out of this tournament. What about that? Back-to-back Broadways to knock a man out, Vince, and the same guy at that. Could it possibly be a king? No, a deuce comes off.
So Tree Wing is going to be lucky there, doubling up.
Well, Vince, he shows you the same emotion here when he more than doubles up to stay alive as he did when he took that tough beat a minute ago. He's just rather stoic about it all.
The venture capitalist, not a professional player, has showed us so much. He is world-class in many ways, and he's going to survive right now. Back down to the felt, the very tight player, Dr. Kervork, 46 years old, out of Hollywood, California. He's going to fold this one. Now it's on the maestro, Tree Wing. He also folds. And Raymond now picking up ace-queen of hearts.
Raymond Dolan, the 23-year-old restaurant manager, the youngest of 10 brothers and sisters. One of his brothers is a world-class poker player, Tim Fan, who actually staked him in this tournament.
Well, he made it 275,000 to Andres. Andres with a 9-8 of clubs.
Well, he's got the suited connectors, he's got the chip lead, he's got position. Just can't imagine he's getting away from this hand. And he's not. He's going to make the call.
Very shrewd player. Let's see if he gets lucky on this flop.
What a flop for Andres there. It's come 9-7-6 with 2 spades. No help at all for Raymond, but he's going to fire out a continuation bet with just the ace high, 375,000.
Andres here picks up top pair and a straight draw.
Well, he's got the kind of hand, Vince, that you're going to play virtually. Doesn't matter what your opponent has. You're not drawing dead here.
Raise.
Andres has announced raise, and Raymond is not going to like it.
No, that's an additional 500,000 in your face, Raymond. There's poker pro Tim Fan, Raymond's brother.
Oh boy. And right now you just want to take that hat and turn it around and pull it down over your eyes, don't you, Vince? I mean, you tried the continuation bet and it's failed miserably here.
Well,
so Andras taking down that pot. And Vince, he and his Hungarian friends are just having a ball here in L.A.
They may come out of here millionaires. Stay with us. We're coming back with more action from the LA Poker Classic on the World Poker Tour.
Winning the LAPC at Commerce Casino in a World Poker Tour event propels you to a top name in the industry right away. We've had Antonio Esfandari, we've had Gus Hansen, and a couple of years ago, we had Phil Ivey win the championship. This year drew 745 entries with a prize pool of over $7.1 million. With 2 millionaires coming from the final table, it's real exciting down here at Commerce Casino.
Andras, he takes time with his moves. I think he's very calculated.
I think the Europeans are a lot more difficult, tougher players. They're more aggressive. Americans are more predictable.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. The LA Poker Classic continues. A total prize pool of over $7 million. One of these players is going to walk away with close to $1.8 million. And right now, Andras Koroknai, he's our chip leader with $6.1 million in chips.
Well, he came to this final table as our chip leader, and then he was all in up against 3 kings, had to catch a straight to stay alive. He did so. Once again, he's the big chip leader.
To the table we go. Raymond Dolan, first to act, gets a king-queen.
Raymond, of course, the youngest brother, the legendary Tim Fan in the poker world.
This time, younger brother Raymond with king-queen just calling, but Andras picking up a pair of 4s.
Well, you always like to see flops with small pairs in hopes that you flop trips.
Not going to raise, just calling as well. Now, Govork with an ace-6 of clubs.
Raymond's in position. Got the ace-6 of clubs, gets to see a pretty cheap flop, so he's going to make a call.
And Tree Wing.
Well, he's got the 8-5 of diamonds.
He's been the wild card here tonight, showing amazing guts.
But here he says, okay, let's have a flop. So we've got 4-way action with 4 players left. Something you don't see that often. Well, here comes a flop, 9-8-3.
And Tree got a piece of that pair of 8s. Everybody else, nothing.
Well, action's on Govork.
Good.
He checks the ace high. Tree checks the pair of 8s.
Raymond checking, and the Hungarian checking as well. We're going to the turn.
So we're having a little check fest here right now. 10 of spade comes on the turn. No help to anybody.
Yeah, Govork going to check again. Tree with the 8s checking.
Well, Raymond does have a gut shot straight draw, and he's betting, Vince, 200,000 here.
Yep, see some weakness. Going to try to take advantage of it. And Andras going out. Govork going out. Tree finds the termites in the tree. He goes away.
So there you go. Ironically, Raymond had the worst hand out of the 4, yet because he bet, he won that pot. It shows you how powerful aggression is in No Limit Hold'em.
Right back at him. Govork now with a big hand, ace-king.
Raise.
First to act, and he's going to raise.
And because he plays so few pots, Vince, they all give him respect for having a big hand just like this one when he does come into a pot.
Tree Wing out. Raymond, ace-6. Doesn't even consider it. Only one player to beat, and that is Andras. The chip leader as he looks over at Govork.
Well, he hates to give up anything, Vance, especially one of his blinds, but against this particular guy, who they all deem the tightest player at the table, he opts to fold and give it up.
Big cut.
And right now, Govork's son Alan in the stands.
Honestly, my father, I think he's a great player because he always thinks about what he does. He's going to play his game. Even if he does lose, he knows he gave it all. There is a little gamble in it, but I don't believe in luck. I don't think it's luck. I think it's all strategy and it's timing. It's the long run, you know? It's not going to end today. He's going to be back for more.
All right, back to the money pit. Raymond Dolan throws away a 10-deuce. Hungarian beach boy Andras with a 6-7, also folding.
A little surprising. He plays most everything, but opts to give that hand up. And maybe wisely so, as Govork picks up ace-10 out of the small blind. And just limps in. Vince does not raise with the ace-10 there. He's going to give Tree a free flop here. Tree only has a king-deuce.
They both square off. Look at each other here.
And a king comes right on the flop. So just like that, Govork has the gut shot straight draw.
Govork has checked.
but Tree has the best hand with 2 kings.
And Tree betting 100,000. Kevork's not going anywhere. Kevork's saying, I'm tired of getting pushed around. I don't believe you.
Another king comes off. This makes 3 of a kind for Tree. Kevork again checks. Tree contemplating what to do. Look at this, Vince. He's checking to camouflage the fact that he has 3 kings.
Yeah, down to the river we go. No help. It's a 9 of spades. But is Dr. Kevork going to take a shot at this with a bet?
Check.
No. He slows down and checks.
Well, certainly Tree's going to bet now with 3 kings.
275.
He's going to bet 275,000. Kevork can only beat a stone bluff right now. All he has is ace high.
But he's actually considering this perhaps because he's so tired of getting pushed around. He's going to make the call.
Well, his timing couldn't be worse here, Vince. He ran into 3 kings right there. And in my view, he bungled that hand from the get-go by not raising with the ace-10 out of the small blind. He lost control of the hand. He was put at a guess at the end. He guessed wrong. It cost him.
Tree extends his branches even bigger here on the World Poker Tour. We'll come back with more action. Stay with us.
Tonight's episode of the World Poker Tour is brought to you by PlayWPT.com.
Being related to a professional poker player and, seeing him play poker and his friends play poker, that helped. That helped a lot. Tim, he gives me a lot of advice. When he was on the road, when I messed up on hands, he was there to show me how to play the hand better. Without him, I'll probably still be a basic player. He showed me some advanced poker that I incorporate into my own game.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour, where the antes are going up to 20,000, blinds 60 and 120.
And there you saw a little brotherly love from Raymond Dolan there. His older brother, Tim Fan, of course, a world-class, all-around poker player. They have different last names because they have different fathers, so Vince, that tells me that Mom's got the poker genes.
All right, action going to Kevork, a quick fold by him. Tree wing also going out. And now Raymond Dolan with a king 7.
Well, you know that's a mathematical favorite 2-card hand over a random 2-card hand. So he is going to raise it here. 260,000 to go.
With the Hungarian Andras with a king 4.
And sometimes when you raise with those hands that are mathematically slight favorites over random hands, you got to recognize who you're up against. In this case, it's the chip leader who likes to defend his blinds.
Certainly does. And he's not going anywhere.
Nope, he calls with the king 4. So right now, Raymond in good shape. It's king 7 against king 4. Let's see what happens. Well, it comes ace 7 deuce.
Raymond getting the 7s there. Nothing hitting for Andras.
Yep, he's got middle pair with great kicker.
Yep, he's first to act. He's getting chips out.
And he's going to bet 340,000 here.
Into Andras, who got none of that.
No.
But he is a stubborn European. He just doesn't like to give up hands.
Oh, Vance, this is unbelievable. He's got no hand and no draw here. You see he's very good at riffling chips. But I'm amazed he's counting out 340,000 here. He's making the call here with nothing.
Yeah, nothing but imagination. And sometimes that can get you in trouble. Let's see, maybe he'll try to steal the pot on the next card. 3 of diamonds.
Well, Vance, his problem is he doesn't get to act first. So it's hard to steal the pot if your opponent bets in front of you.
That's true, if he
Unless
bets.
you just want to come right over the top of him. Now that card does give Andras a straight draw. 5 would give him a wheel. But in the meantime, action back on Raymond. Now he raised before the flop he got called. He bet on the flop he got called. Will he fire yet again? What would Big Brother Tim do here? Well, he is going to bet, and a healthy bet at that. 560,000.
Just applying more and more pressure to the Hungarian. But he is capable of doing anything, this Andras. Very astute player, great reader of players.
Vance, I got news for you. If he came over the top right now, a very difficult call for Raymond to have to make, but Luckily for Raymond, that didn't happen. Andres finally folds his hand, and Raymond picks up a nice little pot.
Yeah, enough is enough for the Hungarian, and we move on. Action going to Tree Wing. He has been so impressive, and he has an ace-9 this time. He's from Canada, not a professional player.
Yeah, he's shown a lot of imagination, made some phenomenal calls. So this guy is doing it pretty good here tonight.
250.
Well, he makes it 250,000 to go with his ace-9. Raymond Dolan gets out of the way, and now Andres with an uneventful 6-7, not even suited.
Well, don't count him out with this hand. He is going to lay it down, though, Vince.
Finally. Now Gavork, though, with an ace-7.
Gavork has just been watching all these other guys play all these pots, raising back and forth, bluffing, doing a lot of things. He's just been trying to catch a big hand, hasn't been able to do it. Finally gets an ace-7 and is going to make a call with it.
All right, so ace-9 versus ace-7. Look at this. Aces and 9s here for Tree.
Well, Gavork checks 2 aces.
Yep.
And he could be getting a little trouble here with this hand. He called with the ace-7 offsuit. He's flopped top pair. Unfortunately for him, his opponent has flopped the top 2 pair.
3.
Well, just like that, Tree hollers out 300,000. And here's the beauty of making all those moves early. Because when you make so many moves, your opponents just finally don't believe you every time you bet. That may be the case here, and if it is, Gavork could be heading toward Whitewater.
Raise.
Uh-oh.
Gavork says raise. This is not going to be good for him.
This is very dangerous.
He's going to have to hit 2 running cards to win this pot, whether it's 2 cards to make a straight or 2 running 7s.
This is a slow train wreck before our very eyes. Put more chips out there.
I'm all in.
And Tree going back over the top, all in. Now, is there any way you don't call this, Mike?
But in my view, Gavork should recognize just with the sound of his voice there that he's got a hand. He's not on a draw here, meaning you could easily get away from the ace-7.
You have ace-king?
Did your hand get caught in the cookie jar?
Oh.
Did you just make a move on me there?
Interesting talk.
You have set.
He's going to the old Mike Sexton cookie jar line.
Well, Vance, he said he started playing poker after watching the WPT on TV. That proves to me that he does watch us.
The longer you take, the better I feel, so go ahead.
Well, he's right about that.
He's daring. All kinds of table talk. You gotta love this. Dr. Gavork in a quandary.
Look how confident Tree sounds. I think as a player you should pick up on that. And this would be an easy getaway here with this hand, I believe.
Ace no good.
How big's your ace?
Ace.
Well, I know you have an ace. I'm just asking, like, how big is it?
Yeah.
Look how confident he seems. He doesn't care if he has an ace. That should put the caution light on right there.
I have ace. I call.
Oh, wow. Gavork has made the call, and he is not going to like it. Maybe all that table talk got him a call. But as it is, Gavork in dire straits. Going to have to catch 2 running cards to win this pot, whether it's 7-7 or 2 cards to make a straight.
The Gavork family on the rail. Very frustrated by the whole evening. Dr. Gavork could be out of here. He needs to get real lucky.
Well, if it comes 8-8, they would split the pot. But right now, things looking very dim for Gavork. Well, there's a 7, so it's not over yet. Well, Gavork shaking his head no, but he got lightning there. If he hits 1 more 7, he's going to win this pot. Could it possibly come 7-7 to win this pot?
I eat this paper if he hits a 7. That's all there is to it.
Oh, wow.
No!
Well, a 9 comes off, so one of to Gavork. It was the wrong one. So Tree Win picks up that pot. Gavork is going to be our 4th place finisher, Vince.
Yeah. Fun to watch him play. What a grinder Gavork is. Going to pick up $450,000 for his effort here in Los Angeles. And that's going to do it from the guy from Hollywood, California. We're down to 3 players. Stay with us. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour.
It would be an amazing feeling to win the WPT because the world's best play in these tournaments. It never came into my mind that I could walk away after today with 1.8 million. It was just all fun and games. Now we're playing for some serious money. This is a once-in-a-lifetime situation. I'm enjoying the moment, not taking it for granted, and I want it bad.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. We are down to 3 players at the LA Poker Classic.
Well, the crowd buzzing right now as we just lost another player.
And these 3 players left are very close in chips.
Well, they sure are. Our chip leader is a lone American, Raymond Dolan. He's got a little over 5.2 million in chips. In 2nd place, Andres Korogny from Hungary with about 5 million. And in 3rd place, Tree Wing from Canada with about 4.6 million.
And the play goes to Andres from Hungary. First to act, he's got a queen 6 of diamonds. The lucky player that came out here for a little vacation in the sun on the beach of Redondo Beach with his buddies, took a shot at this tournament, and now could become a millionaire.
Well, we've already seen how aggressive he is. He is not slowing down just because we're down to 3 players. He raised it here to $260,000 with a queen 6.
Tree Wing. He's got a pretty solid ace-10.
Well, he knows Andres is a very aggressive player, could raise with any 2 cards, as he's done here. So what do you do with ace-10?
720.
Tree's going to bump it up to $720,000.
Well, that's a healthy raise, Vince. Nearly a $500,000 re-raise here.
Next to the line, Raymond Dolan.
Oh, look at this, Vince.
Whoa.
Incredibly has picked up 2 kings. He's the current chip leader. The pot's been raised and re-raised in front of him. You gotta love it.
2 million.
Well, he's gonna bet 2 million. He's not gonna fool around either. He's pulling out the heavy artillery.
Andres losing interest, mucks his hand.
And I can assure you the tree is not gonna like it here.
Not at all. This is a chainsaw to the old tree right here. And he's gonna fold.
Well, indeed he does. So Raymond Dolan extends his chip lead. And Vince, what's incredible to me is that the 3 remaining players are playing in their first ever WPT event. That is unbelievable. Something I don't think we've ever seen happen before, certainly in the last couple seasons on the World Poker Tour. It just shows you, folks, that anybody who gets an opportunity to play in a WPT event can do it. These 3 guys are fighting for the title.
Boy, if this is what happens in your first tournament, you are hooked for life. That's all there is to it. You're a lifer. All right, action going back to Raymond. Picked up King's last hand, ace-6 of hearts this time. He's going to raise it to $300,000. And Andres behind him with an ace-jack.
Well, every time he's had that ace-jack, he's raised it. I don't care who's bet in front of him or what they've done.
Raise.
He's going to be consistent. He's raising it here, too.
Yep. Looks like a total of $775,000.
Tree's got the 7-11 hand. He gets out.
Yep.
So we're back to Raymond and the chip leader. Got him covered by about 1.7 million. Just doesn't trust this Hungarian whatsoever. He's going to make the call here with the ace-6 of hearts. So big pot brewing here. Over 1.7 million in the pot right now.
Here's the flop.
Well, flop comes ace, queen, deuce. Both players have flopped a pair of aces. Andres, of course, has way the bigger kicker and is in great shape. Now Raymond's staring him down. See if it does him any good, if he can read this man. Well, certainly. Andres going to make a continuation bet here. $875,000.
Be very careful, Raymond.
Now, Vince, you call a raise before the flop, you hit top pair. Tough to get away from it, especially against a guy like this who could bet on any 2 cards like he does a lot of the time.
Raise.
And he's going to raise it.
Well, going to test the water right here.
Test the quicksand, you mean?
Well, I don't blame him. $2 million. He's going to make it $2 million straight.
Oh, this could get ugly very fast.
Leave. All in. Well, he's going all in here.
Yeah, he's saying, you got me beat, you got me beat. I'm pushing it.
How much more?
Well, it's about 1.7 million more, which is a lot right now at this stage of the game. Recognize how much money jumps from one place to the next from here out. Going from third to second is well over 300,000, and going from third to first is 1.1 million.
But you've already put in close to 2.8 million.
Well, that's virtually all you can beat here is a flush draw or a bluff. No doubt about that. And the problem is, even if he's got a flush draw, you're not that big a favorite. So Raymond is feeling the pressure right now as to what to do. He does know this guy's capable of anything, but he's got to be saying to himself, you know, would this guy commit all his chips with a third raise with absolutely nothing into the chip leader? I wouldn't think so. But then again, we've seen how aggressive he plays. And
I call.
Raymond's going to make the call with the two aces. He's not going to like it when Anders turns up his hand. Well, there you see the grimace look on Raymond's face. A massive pot of over 9 million here. And Raymond's going to have to get very lucky to win it. Going to have to catch a 6 to win it. A deuce would give him a split pot right now. But he is up against it. Well, the ace comes on the turn. So both players have 3 aces. It's a pretty good card for Raymond in that he can tie the hand with a king, queen, or a deuce. He can win the hand with a 6.
He'd love a tie right now.
Everybody holding their breath.
It's all coming down to this card right now.
A 10 comes off. So Anders has won the biggest pot of the night so far. A monster pot of over 9 million.
One step closer to that 1.8 million. Stay with us. We're coming back with more action here on the World Poker Tour. Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. 3 players remain at the Commerce Casino. And right now we have a Hungarian, we have a Canadian, and we have an American. And they all walk into a bar. No, they all are playing here at the final table. Mike, and what a contest this is.
Yeah, the American Raymond Dolan a minute ago had a big chip lead here. Now he just doubled up the Hungarian. He is now in a distant third place. Let's see if he can fight back to get back in this thing.
Down to the table we go. Action on Tree Wing. Tree with the button has an ace deuce.
250.
And he's going to make it 250,000 to go. Tree, a 32-year-old venture capitalist out of Vancouver, Canada.
Raymond folds his jack 8, but look at Andres. Picks up a pair, ladies, just like that.
Yeah, Andres, a poker pro out of Hungary. Says he likes to play aggressive like all the great Europeans do.
Raise.
He says raise. How much can you milk from the tree? He's going to make it 700,000 to go.
Well, action's on Tree here. He's going to lay his hand down. He shows him an ace.
Sure.
So Anders takes down yet another pot.
The guy that came out here to rent a beach house in L.A. Yeah, funny thing is, when I rent a beach house, I get my wallet stolen. These guys win tournaments.
The whole Hungarian poker community is rooting for him. He would be really quite famous there, so yeah, it's a big deal. He's loose aggressive. He likes to put the pressure on the opponent, and yeah, he isn't waiting for preview hands all the time or stuff like that, so I guess he has a good shot to win.
And Vince, the guy we just saw in that interview, Anders' buddy Peter, he came in 46th place in this tournament himself. He cashed out 28,000. Seems like a mere pittance compared to what Andras is going to cash out, though.
Well, this time I'm just picking a queen 10. He's first to act. He has the button, and he says all in. I'm going to power through this.
Oh, wow.
Tree with an ace 3.
He's got the best hand, but he's not going to gamble here with it.
Will Raymond Dolan with a queen 8? Nope.
So power poker there by the Hungarian, taking down another pot.
Well, it's Tree and Raymond up against the Hungarian. Can they slow him down? We will find out when we return on the World Poker Tour.
Tonight's episode of the World Poker Tour is brought to you by PlayWPT.com.
Welcome back to the WPT. We're at the Commerce Casino. Three-handed poker.
You can see the chip counts there. Andras Koroknai from Hungary well out in front with over 10 million in chips. In second place, Tree Wing from Canada. He's got 3 million in chips. And in third place, the lone American, Raymond Dolan, with 1.7 million in chips.
That's right. The restaurant manager of the restaurant Tom Found Cow folds this hand.
Hold in.
And now the Hungarian going to go all in with Jack 10.
Well, he's just putting pressure on the guy right now.
And Wing cannot compete with his 9 deuce. So the chip leader applying a lot of pressure, and it's going to work.
Power poker at its finest by the Hungarian now. He's got the chips, and he is going to step on these guys.
Yeah, knows how to play good short-handed poker. Action going right back at him. He's got a queen 3, but this time, going to take a breather. Give the other guys a chance for a second.
All in.
Tree Wing with a queen 9 says all in.
He's going to try the all-in play.
Magic words, it's going to work. Raymond goes away.
So Tree learning from Andras there. He said, look, he went all in on me and won the pot. I'm going to try it here on my guy that's in the big blind.
Tree Wing, 32 years old. Born in Vietnam, moved to Canada when he was 5. Very successful businessman and an incredible poker player. Takes a look at his hand. Pair of jacks, just like that. Nice hand.
Going to cap his card. Let's see what he's going to bet. He's taking his time here, trying to figure out how much to bet. He's got twice as many chips as the third place guy right now. Huge difference in prize money, 1.1 million between third place and first.
400.
He's come in for 400,000.
Okay. Raymond from Fountain Valley, California. No, he'll fold an ace-7.
Oh, and look at this. Andras has picked up ace-king. He's got big slick. We could see big fireworks here between the two chip leaders.
2.5 million.
I'll be shocked if he didn't move all in here.
All in.
Well, that's what he's going to do. He says all in. And this is almost auto call, I would think. And yes, he eventually has to do it.
Well, he calls, but does it with a little concern, Vince. He understands if he loses this pot, he's out of here in third place. Big difference between second place prize money and third, as well as first and third, obviously. But right now, we've got a classic coin flip, a race situation. Folks, how would you like to flip a coin for $1.1 million? That's essentially what these guys could be doing right now.
All right, it's a big opportunity for Raymond. If Tree should happen to get eliminated, Raymond would slip into second place. Who is Lady Luck going to shine on this time? Will it be the businessman or the Hungarian?
There it is. Wow. A king right on the flop. And right now, the Tree must catch a jack, or he's going to be eliminated in third place.
The chainsaw is out. It is halfway down. Yep. They're cutting the tree. Fourth tree coming up. Let's take a look.
A 9 comes off, so we are down to the river. If the Tree doesn't catch a jack on the river, his tree is going to be chopped down, and he'll be out of here in third place.
Oh, boy. The Tree stands for one last try. He needs to get lucky. Here comes the river.
It's a 10. Wow.
Timber.
The Hungarian guy's giving their man a hug. But notice that Raymond Dolan's fans are hugging him as well. He's become a millionaire too. Tough luck for Tree.
The Tree has finally fallen. 665,000 richer. But that's going to do it for him. 2 players remain going after a title. Stay tuned. We're coming back with the action in just a moment here on the World Poker Tour. Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. Here we go. The heads-up action about to begin.
Well, during the break, We had a chance to speak with Raymond and Andras. Here's what they had to say.
Nagyon jó. Magam előtt látni ekkora kupac zseton, és látom az ellenfélnek semmilyen nincs szinte. Zseniális.
I'm feeling all right. I mean, a little short, so, you know, I just gotta pray. I mean, it's going to be tough. I just gotta pick a hand and hope my hand stands up over his.
Well, when we get down to heads-up play on the World Poker Tour, you know what that means. Show us the money! The coveted WPT Tiffany bracelet. You see the custom trophy. Both of these guys are going to become poker-made millionaires tonight, whatever happens.
About to get started. Our chip leader, Andres Koroknai, out in front with 13.5 million. He has 90% of the chips.
Yeah, the Hungarian well out front. Raymond Dolan of the U.S. with 1.4 million in chips.
They both got game, a few double-ups. Who knows what's going to happen? Let's go down to the felt.
But Vince, we know how quickly things can turn around playing heads-up, no-limit hold'em. If, for example, Raymond won 3 pots in a row, he'd be the big chip leader.
Action going to Andras. He's got a queen, 8 of hearts.
All in.
And he's got a power punch, he says, all in.
And Raymond just has a queen 4 offsuit.
I call.
Whoa, he's made the call.
I'm shocked by this. I mean, he's got 1.4 million in chips. I don't think it's necessary to move all in or make a call with that hand, Vince. It's one thing to move in with it. It's another to call with it.
Well, the blinds are only 75, 150, so possibly a mistake. Who knows? Maybe he'll get lucky.
But he's going to have to get lucky to stay alive, no doubt about that. Well, the Hungarian, all excited. He knows this could do it right here if his hand holds up.
Yep, he has his queen 8 up against queen 4 for Raymond.
Everybody on their feet here at the Commerce Casino. This tournament could be over in one hand. A 4 right on the deal. But wow, what a flop. Raymond has flopped a pair of 4s, but Andres has flopped a straight flush draw. Unbelievable. What drama we're seeing here at this final table. Here comes the turn card. The straight flush draw for Andres. He's got to have help to win this pot and in this tournament right now. Good! Well, a 7 comes off. That now gives him an open-end straight draw as well. So a 6 would win, a heart would win, an 8 would win, a jack would win. So many cards to win it for Andres.
Here we go to the river. Who's going to get lucky?
There it is. This is over. Wow. The Hungarians are tackling their man back.
Oh, my gosh. And they are chanting, split the money, split the money.
Oh, man. We've seen some wild celebrations on the World Poker Tour. But this is one of the best by the Hungarians. You got to love them rooting for their man. There you go.
Oh, we got a champion. It is Andres from Hungary.
Pretty honest guy.
My hand's so big, I have no idea how much to raise.
Congratulations to our champion. For Vince Van Patten and everyone at the World Poker Tour, I'm Mike Sexton saying thanks for watching. And until next time, may all your cards be live and your putts be monsters.
Just like that one. Boy, oh boy.
Wow, what a
that was incredible.
I don't understand what this is for here.
The World Poker Tour. The biggest games, the greatest players, and the largest payouts on the planet. The WPT is a series of international high-stakes poker tournaments that can turn amateur players into millionaires and make professionals into superstars. With millions of dollars on the line, it's time for these 6 players to live the dream of fame, fortune, and the one thing money can't buy, a WPT title. Tonight, Poker Tour.
From Hollywood, where the stars of the silver screen faced off against the stars of the green felt. Tonight, we're at the Commerce Casino for the final table of the WPT Invitational. Hi everyone, I'm Mike Sexton alongside Vince Van Patten, and welcome to the World Poker Tour.
And Mike, here we go again. We are back at the colossal Commerce Casino in Hollywood, my hometown, to see the titans of the entertainment field clash against the best poker players in the world. And out of those 567 players and posers, we're down to the remaining 6.
And what a final 6 we've got tonight. There are 4 unknown players at this table, including a boxer from West Virginia, LaRon Washington, who qualified by winning an online satellite for less than $20.
Now in seat number 3 is Trishelle Canatella. Now she rose to fame on MTV's The Real World Las Vegas. Don't be fooled by her looks. She's a poker player. She's very dangerous.
Well, the most dangerous player at the table is Thor Hansen of Norway. He's got 2 WSOP bracelets to his credit, as well as tournament wins around the world.
Well, this guy is like the godfather of Norwegian poker, the Scandinavian Doyle Brunson.
Well, Vince, Thor is by far the most experienced player at the table, and I'm picking him to win. But as we know, everyone's still got a shot at that $100,000 first place prize. The question is, who's going to take the title?
I don't know. We don't know. You don't know. But we want to find out. Let's go watch the bluffing.
Okay, here we go. The final table of the WPT Invitational about to get underway. We started 2 days ago with 567 players. We are down to these final 6.
The antes are going to be 10,000, blinds 30 and 60,000 when we start.
Well, there you see the percentages of chips that each player has. If it has green next to their name, means they have above average in chips. If you have a red next to your name, means you're below average in chips.
But you know what's interesting? This is really a 6-way race. Everybody about the same amount of starting chips, 14 to 20% of the chips.
It truly is anybody's game. Who's going to walk away with this WPT title?
Let's go to the felt. It's to the outdoor furniture entrepreneur, Neve Barham. He looks down at a 10-8 of clubs, and he's going to fold it.
Action's on our Club WPT qualifier, LaRon Washington. Got in this tournament by beating 2,400 players online to get this seat.
He's folded that hand, and now it's Steve Elliott.
Steve owns and operates a construction company, father of 3.
Got a suited connector, 6-5. He's raised it to 120 to go.
Well, he is gambling tonight already.
Godfather out. The lady at the table also folding. And now, Sean Urban, the Navy man.
Navy officer for 10 years. He lays it down, so aggressive play by Steve Elliott takes down pot number 1.
That's right, the local, the general contractor. There's some of Steve's friends in the audience.
And he got into this tournament because he won a seat into the LA Poker Classic right here at the Commerce Casino. So that won a seat in this event as well.
All right, action on this hand goes to reality star Trishelle Canatella. She quickly mucks a suited connector. Oh, wow, Sean Urban picking up aces.
Oh, boy, anchors away here, Vince. He's going to raise it, makes it 150,000 to go.
It's the outdoor furniture entrepreneur. Quickly folding. Now the boxer, LaRon Washington. Doesn't have much of a hand. And he pulls that punch, goes out. Around again to Steve Elliott.
Well, he won the first pot with a 6-5 connector. Here he's got the Queen 10 of clubs. He's going to make the call here.
Yep, the ace is going to get action. Thor going out.
So 2-way action here. It's aces for the Navy man, Queen 10 of clubs for the construction
And it
man.
just gets better and better. Ace is full on the flop. How do you like that?
Unbelievable. You just pinch yourself. Especially when your opponent's leading out and betting at you, just like the guy's doing here. Steve bets out 200,000. Sean, of course, just going to make the okie dokie call here.
Yeah, I like that. Nicely done. Just calls. Got his guy on the ropes. This could be a bloodbath. Let's see the turn card.
Well, 8 of spade comes off. Now this does give Steve a 2-way straight draw. Of course, we know he's drawn completely dead. There's 350,000 more that's going in the garbage can.
Zip and pip. He is bet again.
Decisions, decisions.
Now the Navy man. Put on your Shakespeare shoes, my friend.
I'm all in.
No, he says all in. He's going to chase his opponent away, it looks like.
A massive overbet in my view here. So Sean Urban with the all-in bet there takes down that pot. But Vince, over-aggressive play with aces full. Why not just sit back and let the other guy continue to bet?
That is a misfired missile by the Navy man. But what do we know? We played this event and we got knocked out.
Oh boy, good point, Vince. And he's our chip leader.
On the first day of the WPT Invitational, I sat next to Mike Sexton, and for me to be playing in his tournament, you know, at the table with the host of the WPT was great, because I asked myself, what if he actually wins? Who's going to take his chair in the booth, right? But of course he didn't win. Not like he's a bad player, but of course he was just having fun, and it was great to be with him, and he was just great. Great guy.
We are coming back for more on the World Poker Tour. Stay with us.
From day one of this event, the WPT's Kara Scott has been following all the action.
Well, not only have I been watching all of the action here tonight, but I also got to walk the red carpet and mingle at the party. And I did hear one or two bad beat stories as well, as the stars of Hollywood came out to battle the stars of the poker world.
Woo! World Poker Tour!
I just love playing on this event. It's amazing.
Yeah. It's just like kind of a party environment, so I've had a lot of fun.
There's like one pro per table, at least, one celebrity per table, and one idiot jerk.
But after all the fun was had, the most important thing that happened was that we raised $100,000 for Chrysalis, a non-profit organization that helps the poor and homeless by finding them jobs.
We're real excited to present a check for over $100,000 to the Chrysalis Foundation.
Back to you guys.
And it's so great to have Kara Scott with us tonight.
Yes, it is, but it showed me that even if you're not well known, if you say, woo, World Poker Tour, you get on film.
Well, you got a good point there, Vince, no doubt about it, but what a night this is for the actors that come out and play this event, as well as for the top pros and the amateurs who have qualified to get in here. And we've got a couple of those at this table. You're looking at one of them right there, and Steve Elliott.
And you know, contractor Thor going out, Trishelle also not playing.
Back to the Navy man, Sean Urban.
Yep, he's got ace-10, and he is going to raise. Makes it 150 to go.
Well, standard play on the button.
Neve out, and now around to the boxer. He's got a pretty good queen-10.
Well, LeBron Washington, called the Dream, lives in Huntington, West Virginia.
I think he could probably squash a walnut in his arm. Seriously, he could probably crush a walnut. Just...
Can you imagine that left jab coming at you with this guy, Vince?
I raise.
And he's going to raise.
3,000.
Made it 450,000 to go, but the Navy man does have ace-10.
Well, the question is, do you want to mess with a boxer, Vince? Do you want to aggravate this guy? He's going to lay it down. So there you go. A beautiful uppercut by the boxer there. Takes down the pot for him.
There's LeBron's wife.
Oh, Vincent, what a story about them. He beat 2,400 players in an online satellite to get an entry into this tournament. And when he was playing the tournament, his wife went to bed. In the wee hours of the morning, went in, honey, wake up, we're going to L.A.
All right, action on Trishelle. Canatella. So far it's been tighter than Cher's forehead. She goes away. Urban also going out. Neve Barham also folding, so it's around to Laron.
Well, just has Nate Deuce here, going to lay it down. And Steve Elliott, the construction company owner, looks down at a pair of 10s.
Just calling.
Let's take a free one.
And Thor with a queen-6, content to see a flop.
Well, here comes that flop. Oh, 10-7-5, unbelievable top set for Steve Elliott, and he quickly checks.
Yep, he's going to try to make Thor bet, and Thor's going to bite. 85,000.
Well, Vince, Thor's old school. That means when they were checking, I'm a betting. And unfortunately for Thor, he's betting here, drawing dead.
Yeah, but Steve just calling, not going to shake up his opponent, and he gets quads on the turn. Gets better and better, checks again.
Well, Vince, notice what he's doing here. He is walking the dog much better than we saw the Navy man do when he had aces full. He is just checking and letting Thor continue to bet, and unfortunately for Thor, he's doing just that. No way he can win the pot, just no matter what he's going to lose.
And now he's just going to think to himself, how do I milk this Norwegian for everything he's worth?
Oh, boy. I'll tell you, Thor Hansen, a long-time pro player, the only real pro at this final table. But right now, the pro in dire straits.
Yeah, he just calls him. He's milking him nicely.
Marching with 2 left feet here.
River card coming up.
Well, 3 of clubs comes off. Now what do you do if you're Steve? You know, because you've been checking and calling, it looks like you've got some type of draw in hand, maybe like an 8-9 here. Now maybe if he thinks he comes out with a small bet here, that Thor will come over the top of him for the rest of his chips. Not going to put him on 3 10s, let alone 4 10s here, the way this hand was played.
He bets 175,000.
Well, the gig's up.
That would be jig, but
okay.
Nevertheless,
I was bluffing as usual.
he has folded the hand.
In the meantime, Steve's showing everybody he had quads.
He has a pretty good hand, though.
Godfather of Norwegian poker. Can't blame him for trying. 6 players remain. We're coming back with more action from Los Angeles here on the World Poker Tour.
Tonight's episode of the World Poker Tour is brought to you by PlayWPT.com.
James, tell me what superpower would best help you as a poker player.
Wow. X-ray vision, reading minds, turning into a hot chick for like 2 minutes, distract them, creating my own cards. I mean, I could go on and on, you know.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour.
Vince James had it right in the first thing he said. X-ray vision, that's all you need to become a winning poker player.
You didn't like that turning into a hot chick thing, huh?
I like the X-ray vision better.
All right. As you can see, the Navy man Sean Urban is our chip leader here tonight with $2.7 million. We have 6 players remaining. Let's go to the money pit. Sean Urban.
More chips.
Well, he's our chip leader. He looks down at the 4-5 of diamonds. He's under the gun, as we say, in first position, yet he's still going to raise it. 150,000 to go. These are the kind of plays you can make when you're chip leader.
Neve out.
Aces full flop.
Now the boxer, Ron Washington, with an uneventful Queen 7 of hearts. Won't play that.
Okay, around to Steve Elliott. He looks down at 7-5 offsuit and folds.
Godfather Thor is out.
Around to Trishelle in the big blind. And look at this, Vince. She's picked up 2 kings.
Here it is.
She is loving it. She is re-raising it to 360,000.
Into the little suited connector. And don't forget about her image at the table. She is tight. I mean, Stevie Wonder sees more hands than she does, and she's made a nice raise here.
Well, it's another 210,000 for Sean to make this call, but he's going to do it, Vince. He's got position. He's got the chip lead.
Finally get to see some cards.
To her delight, look at that smile.
Well, the smile evaporates with that flop because an ace has come on the board. Invariably seems like when you have kings and raise it, that's what happens. But her opponent could also have queens or jacks and have her beat, so you can tell by just looking at her, she is not happy with that flop at all.
She's in a quandary now. She's sickened that an ace appeared there when you got kings. Now, will she fire?
I'll check.
No.
Well, she's going to check, Vince. Just fearful. He's got an ace in his hand.
The Navy guy got nothing, though. And now he's thinking about, should I pull off a fast one here?
Check.
But no, he's going to check again. A 7 of clubs on the turn. Again, she's in that position.
Well, Vince, because she re-raised the pot, he's putting her on big cards, just a matter of which ones they are.
Check.
When she checks twice, pretty obvious she's got kings or tens here.
Check.
Again, he checks right behind her. Now the 4 spade comes off. Well, is she going to go for the hat trick and checks?
To you.
And indeed she has.
To
Check,
you.
check, check to him. Well, Sean's made a pair of 4s, but I'm sure that he feels like she's got 2 kings, 2 10s, 2 9s, something like that, where he's dead meat. And I believe as long as he's taken, he hasn't bet on the flop or the turn, that she's going to pay him off with 2 kings if he decides to make a move now.
He's got to start to feel comfortable now the more time he takes, but he still would be content at this point just to hear a nice check come out of his mouth.
Check.
And she gets that word.
Well, she's going to take down this pot. A nice pot it is, over 800,000.
Nicely done by the reality TV star. And standing by right now is Kara Scott.
I'm here with professional poker player Tiffany Michelle. Now, tell me who you're here railing today.
Well, of course, Trishelle is my girl, so I'm here.
What did you tell her before she came into the final table?
She's playing fairly tight, and all that I said was, don't be afraid when you have a hand to play it, because that's the thing. You get in the table, you get under the lights, and you get nervous. So I just said, once you're there, just do your thing. People don't give her credit because she's so sweet. She has a blonde thing going on, but she's a smart girl. So, I mean, she might wink at you. She may throw that smile out there, and it works. She made it through a field of like over 500 people. So I have no advice for her because she's doing fine enough on her own.
I think you're absolutely right, and I know you want to get back in rail, so thank you very much.
Thanks, Kara.
Well, and Stephanie makes a good point. Maybe next time you play, you should try the blonde wig and the low-cut dress.
Been there, done that. All right, action goes to Neve Barham, and he quickly folds. And now LaRon Washington, very tough boxer, quickly folds his junk hand.
Yeah, over to Steve Elliott. Here he's got a pair of threes. Yeah, just going to limp in and make the call.
4 out.
Over to Trishelle. She's in a small blind, looks down at an ace-8. It cost her half a bet to call, and she does so.
And Sean Urban, the Navy guy, with king-7, content to see a flop.
Well, here we go. Our first three-way action pot here.
Yes, it is. We're going to see the flop. Who will get lucky out of these three?
Well, flop comes 9-8-5. So as the cards lie, Trish out in front with the 2 8s.
Yep, Lady Luck.
Now she's going to lead out in bet here.
Yep, 180,000. The Navy man.
He's got the gut shot straight draw. 6 would give him a straight.
But nope, he's electing to fold.
Now around to the construction company man. Steve Elliott.
Yeah, just got the pair of threes.
43-year-old father of 3. But has an underpair here, man. It's a very peculiar call by him with 2 3s against a tight player with that flop.
All right, the 6 of hearts on the turn.
Now this gives Trishelle an ace-high flush draw.
I'll check.
But she is afraid that her opponent might have made a straight, so she's going to check. And quickly, without hesitation, Steve Elliott fires out there a couple 100,000.
Yep.
Wow, 2 8s don't look so good anymore.
Well, the straights out there, all you have to do is have a 7.
How could 7?
Then she asked him if he had a 7. Of course, he's remaining that statuesque, like not saying anything to her.
He made a quick, powerful bet there. Very intimidating.
But you see the concerned look on Trishelle's face.
She's got the 8s. She's got the cinch flush draw.
Well, here's the problem. Even if you make this call, and even if you hit your flush, Vince, if you bet out at the river, chances are you're not going to get paid off.
Okay.
She's made the call. Wow. So here we go. Our biggest pot of the night so far. Deuce of spade on the river.
Again, it's onto her. She's checking again.
Well, Steve gives up. He waves the flag and checks right behind her. She's going to win this pot with 2 8s and be thrilled about it, Vince.
The perfume at the table takes down a big one. Stay with us. 6 players remain at the Commerce Casino. We're coming back for more on the World Poker Tour.
Nice call, T.
Thanks.
I know for a fact people think that I'm the dumb celebrity at the table. Yeah, people think I'm retarded, and I know that people think I'm dumb as rocks. And I laugh at it because, like, what are you gonna do? I mean, people can think what they want. I'll just show them, you know. But obviously, I'm at the final table. I'm here.
It's a lot of Thor Hansons in Norway. It's a very common name. Well, that's the god of thunder is my name, you know, Thor. So it's a strong name. So I better win this tournament. They call me the godfather of poker in Norway, yeah.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour, where 6 players remain here at the WPT Invitational.
Yep, Thor, the most famous Norwegian poker player, has 2 World Series of Poker bracelets. This is 5th WPT cash. Actually has over 2.7 in career earnings. And Vince, the guy's got a tournament named after him. He is the godfather of poker from Norway.
Let's go to the felt. Steve Elliott, general contractor, quickly folding into Thor, who picks up a queen, jack of diamonds.
1-9, 1-9, yes.
Well, he's going to raise it here. Makes it 190,000 to go.
To Miss Canatella. Got a pretty good ace-9.
She is going out.
Urban also going out. Eve Barham, furniture man, entrepreneur, king 8. He laughs at that hand.
That's not the kind of hand you want to call a solid player with, that's for sure.
And now LaRon Washington, who has just a queen 3.
Well, LaRon is in the big blind, meaning he's got 80,000 out there. But still, would you want to put another 110,000 in with a queen 3 offsuit?
He's made the call.
Well, he does make the call because there's 370,000 in the pot. So far, nothing's gone right for Thor Hansen, the top pro at this table. And he is really getting thin in chips. Now flop comes 10-9-7 with 2 hearts. Thor's flopped an open-end straight draw.
LaRon has checked.
I got nothing left.
And look at this. Kamikaze time for Thor.
And he's just moving all in, Vince, not fooling around with it. He's going to try to win it right here. I can't imagine the boxer's going to play this hand.
LaRon goes out.
So Thor Hansen going to take down his first pot at this final table. Thor very popular. Vince, he is so highly respected by poker pros.
Now everybody want a pot.
Never gets rattled at the table, never gets upset.
Yeah.
Just very amicable, very well liked, and a very tough player.
Yes, he is, and he showed it right there with a nice play. To the next hand we go. As you can see, Sean Urban still out in front with close to 2.7 million in chips.
Now 4 players now have above average chips.
Steve Elliott hanging in there by dental floss. He is the short stack at this point.
Well, Vince, Steve Elliott can barely get around one time in terms of blinds and antes without being out of chips.
All right, a quick fold by Thor. Trishelle not going to play. Sean Urban with an attractive ace-jack offsuit.
Well, he's the Navy man. He's going to raise it. Makes it 200,000 to go.
Into the furniture guy. He has ace-7. Will he pull the trigger here? And he's just got an ace-7. Finally elects to fold.
Yeah, makes the good lay down. Now LaRon with just a 7-4, he's going to go out as well. So round to the big blind, and Steve Elliott
got a king 5.
He's only got about 170,000 left. There's 380,000 in the pot.
But no, he's not going to play.
I think most pros would have just gone ahead and gambled with that king high. Hope to get lucky and win the pot and get some chips. But the Navy man going to up his chip lead a little bit here by taking down the blinds and antes.
He's played 3 WPT tournaments lifetime. First WPT cash. He's a chip leader right now. The action is going to the lady at the table first, Trishelle Canatella. The reality star quickly folds.
Now the Navy man, he's out as well.
Now, Neve Barham with a king 10.
Raise.
Finally in position to raise.
$175.
And he makes it 255 to go. LaRon now with an ace-7 and the button. No, he will not play. Steve Elliott will call, though, with his king-queen.
Well, here we go. Steve Elliott, seat number 1, goes all in. Thor's going to go out. Steve is loving it. He has a dominating hand, as we say. It's king-queen versus king-10. So Neve's going to have to get very lucky to win this pot and eliminate Steve Elliott from this tournament. Let's see if he can do it. And a nice flop as it comes Jack, Jack 8. King, queen still out in front. And now a queen comes on the turn.
Give me a 9 or an ace, baby.
Now that does give Neve an open-end straight draw. An ace or a 9 will give him a straight.
But Steve's still out in front. Will he hang
Oh,
on?
the ace comes off, Vince. Neve has done it. Unbelievable. He hit Broadway on the river to win this pot. And that's going to do it for Steve Elliott. He's going to be our 6th place finisher.
That's an awful beat on the river for Steve.
So tough luck for the construction company man. Vince, right now, it's back to the 2x4.
Oh, wow. That was all you, buddy. That was you. You had that.
All right, we're down to 5 players at the Commerce Casino. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action here on the WPT.
I'm here with Hank, who's busted. Unfortunate, but give me your on.
Not like in life or anything.
No, not life busted. No.
I have money.
Yeah, I mean, let's just make that really clear right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay.
He's liquid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's fine. He's doing fine.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. That's the very talented Hank Azaria, a fine actor and also a very good poker player.
He's real good, Vince. He'd be sitting here at this table.
Not necessarily, but let's take a look at the 5 here. Sean Urban. He's out in front with close to 2.9 million in chips. Let's go to the felt. As these players go after a WPT title, an absolute dream.
Well, Sean, a former lieutenant in the United States Navy, was in the Navy for 10 years. A physics major at Ole Miss. And right now, a pressure major, as we
Come on,
say in the
Sean.
poker world. He's putting pressure on his
It's a
opponents
friendly
with the
game,
chip
buddy.
lead, raising an early position with the Jack-10.
Into Neve,
It's a friendly game, brother.
who goes out. LaRon Washington, the boxer, also folding.
Now, top pro, Thor Hansen out as well. So around to the beauty queen at the table.
Trishelle Canatella, love saying that name, has an ace-jack. Puts in a raise of 280 in addition.
You got king, dude?
And what a great time it was to make this move as she has her opponent dominated. Well, Sean, a good one to re-raise because he's been the most aggressive player at this table by far. So if you're going to come over the top of somebody, you'd like to come over the top of a guy playing a lot of pots. And Sean does give it up. So a nice re-raise by Trishelle right there to take down that pot.
Well, the girl has game. Nicely done. She really wants to prove that she has a great poker game. She's been pretty tough here tonight so far.
Vince, with that pot, she has taken the chip lead at this final table.
All right, Mighty Thor goes out. Back on Trishelle. She folds a Jack-10.
And the Navy man going to take a break here. So now we're down to the battle of the blinds. Neve looks down at the 7-6. He's in a small blind, so he's going to make the call.
And the boxer with an uneventful 8-3.
Well, about the worst hand you can pick up to start with, but you're still happy if you can see a free flop with it. And that's the case here. He says, give us a flop.
So a couple junk hands.
Well, flop is 9-5 deuce. Neve checks the gut shot straight draw. And LaRon making a move here, Vince.
175.
He's going to bet right out 175,000.
Yeah, with absolute zip and pip.
Yep, the total Garfunkel, as we say.
I call.
Now what is this? A call by the inside straight draw.
Well, now the board pairs nines.
Helps neither player. First to act is Neve.
250.
He's going to try to take this pot away. He's making a bet.
And he's betting 250,000 here, Vince.
A raise.
LaRon is going to raise with absolutely nothing, Vince.
This is amazing.
600.
Well, it's a great poker play, and I'll tell you why. Because if his opponent would have had top pair, he'd have check raised him on the flop or bet on the flop, so he doesn't put him on a 9. That's why he's trying to take the pot away from him right here.
Nice hand, buddy.
Wow, the boxer is going to cold cock Neve right there, taking down this pot. Our club WPT qualifier, LaRon Washington. And this man put up $20 and beat out a field of 2,400 players.
And here he is living his dream of capturing a WPT title as well as that $100,000 first place prize.
As 5 players remain, action going to Trishelle Canatella, reality star.
And she's our chip leader, as we just mentioned.
She's got the Motown hand, Jack and 5.
You, man, I
She
respect
goes
your
out.
Game, my brother. I respect your game. You are an intimidating
Sean out.
man. You are an intimidating
Neve.
gentleman.
And the boxer discussing the last hand, apparently.
Well, Neve made a great stab at the pot, but just got outplayed by the boxer.
Yeah.
I seen it already.
Pink.
Let's see if I got something.
You know what's coming, right?
Yeah,
He's
see if I
got a
got
suited
something.
9-5, and he's going to...
Just call.
I'm all in.
Thor saying, I'm all in. I'm detecting weakness.
Yeah, that's when you're on the short stack and you've got a pair. Your opponent limps in. Obviously, you're just going to move in with
Not
it.
this time.
Next time.
Thor did that. He's going to take down this
I
pot.
might see a flop.
I didn't want to.
He needs to pick up some pots now, Vince. The one thing about Thor Hansen, he knows how to play the short stack. He's had beaucoup tournament experience in his lifetime, over 2.7 million in earnings.
Okay, next hand has been dealt. And Sean has been dealt a pair of 7s.
Well, same hand Thor just won on. A little different here, though. He's under the gun, and he's going to raise it to 200,000.
Neve behind him, though, with a pair of sixes.
Little does he know what bad shape he's in here.
I call.
He's going to make the call, though.
Mr. Washington with the button next to act.
And he's got the 10-8 of diamonds. And you like to see a flop with, but you've got a razor and a caller in front of you. Do you want to get involved now? He is in position. He's on the button, but just doesn't want to put 200,000 in there.
Yep, Norwegian Godfather out, as is Trishelle. So a two-way battle for this pot.
Oh, and what a flop. It's come 7-5 deuce. Sean checks the top set here, Vince. If you're sitting in the Neve seat with 2 sixes, chances are you're going to bet here. I would bet in this spot when the opponent checks.
300.
You're assuming when the guy raised before the flop, he's got 2 big cards here, so your 2 sixes are the best hand.
Yeah, he bets 300,000.
Little does he know, he's got to hit 2 running cards in a row to win this pot. 2 cards to make a straight, or 2 more sixes.
Now the question is, do you just rope a dope here?
I'm all in.
Well, he went all in. He's check raised all in here. And you can see Neve does not like that.
No. Sean doesn't want to take a chance. He is pushed again with top set.
Well, Neve trying to figure out this hand. He said the guy raised before the flop. He check raised me on the flop. Does he have the overpair? Is he just making a move, or does he have some type of draw? The truth is, Neve is in dire straits. Would have to catch 2 running cards to win this pot. If he makes the wrong move here, he'll be walking back out of here.
And the furniture man has the lawn chair